Well, I'm early, so yeah. First time ever. I've been early. Hello, Captain Astro. Kerwin, I don't know if you're watching. I don't know if you're here yet. But in tribute to your membership, becoming the second ever member on the channel, I've left you on the screen. But in the meantime, hello, Captain Astro. Good to have you on board. And if you've just joined the stream, there's 7 of us now. Yay. Then I've been early. I'm early. I was here 2 minutes ago. Where have you guys been? Where have you been? If you've just joined the stream now, technically you're late. So there you go. So I like to start the hello Kenny, how you doing? I like to start streams off by by just talking about irrelevant shit. Sometimes I ask you guys, what have you been watching lately? What have you seen lately? What's your favorite movie from the past 5 years? So forth. But today, I'm going to do something a little different. Today, I'm going to give you guys a glimpse into the world, into the madness of the world we're about to enter. So here you go, guys. This is just for you. All right, that's all you're getting. That's all you're getting. You got the cage man himself. Vitaphone, great to have you here, Vitaphone. I'm going to need you tonight because this is going to be a crazy one. This is going to be, oh my God, this is going to be a crazy one tonight, guys, because as I was downloading all the images to add to the tier list, I realized about half an hour in that I'd only got halfway through downloading the images for the tier list. So I know for a fact this is going to take bloody ages. So to speed things up tonight, I'm going to be very cutthroat in the way we handle these tier lists today. There will be a voting system, obviously, but to kind of speed things up, we're not going to. I mean, what I did with the greatest films or the greatest directors ever was I actually went through every single director and gave you a little bit of an overlay on each director. But I'm not going to be able to do that with this because there's so many bloody people. It's absolutely insane how many people there are. So anyway, exactly, Vitaphone. It's time to go cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. We're going to go crazy tonight. We're gonna eviscerate so many people. But before we eviscerate anyone, I think it would be highly inappropriate if I didn't. I feel like the other night I was kind of mean to a couple of people, and I think the person who got the most flack is the person that I owe an apology to. So this is my apology to her. This is my apology to Amy Adams. I do apologize, Amy. I was flagrant. I was rude. I was abusive. I didn't understand your pain. I didn't understand your dilemma of being a Hollywood actress. I understand it's not easy. So the fact that I went in so hard on you, I mean, not non-sexually, just went in hard on you in terms of laughing at you and making jokes about you. I do apologize, Amy. And I can see now, based on the image here on my screen, that you can smile. So that's the first apology out the way. I owe another apology to someone else as well. So I'm going to bring them up now and apologize to them face to face because I feel like I've been rather just a little bit out of control these past 2 days. So I have to apologize to her too. Now, I made a video about this woman. It was released yesterday in the light of her performance in Challengers, which challenged me. And I think I went in too hard on her too. And I said she should be a housewife. And I feel like that's inappropriate behavior for a YouTuber. You shouldn't be calling out anyone and saying there should be a housewife. That's unacceptable behavior on my behalf. So Zendaya or Zendaya, whatever your bloody fucking name is, I apologize to you wholeheartedly, and I hope you can forgive me. And hopefully one day we'll cross paths and you'll be my housewife. So, guys, we are here. I'm going to give it, because we've got a hell of a lot of names. If you just joined the stream, I don't know how many names we've got, but it took me ages to download every single thumbnail for each person. So I know there's a lot of people here. So probably in about 3 minutes, we're going to get started. Like, I'm not going to wait around for people. I'm not waiting around for anyone. I'm going to get straight onto this. We're going to go straight into the tier list and start putting people into certain sections. And then we can finally find out who the greatest actors are. There will be a vote. If you may be at the top of the on the chat, I've pinned a link where you can vote for the first person. So if you've already joined the chat, you've already joined the stream, and you want to vote right away, I think the first person to vote for is Al Pacino. So you can click on that link and you can vote for Al Pacino. And when we get started in roughly 3 minutes time, we will just absolutely go through these names, because otherwise this is going to take about 6 hours. And I always say this, but today I'm not definitely doing 6 hours, but I'm hoping not to do 3 hours. And and moronic, iconic, yeah. I don't understand why she's always playing the BICTH, BICT, whatever. I don't know why she's always doing that, but yeah. Christopher Lee didn't make it on. I'm so sorry. I mean, he didn't deserve to make it on either, did he? He's only got a couple of really great performances, and they're not even great. They're very campy. Richard Burton for the win. Yeah, no, sorry, White Noise. Richard Burton is not on the list. But guys, I do have a very important announcement, which is I went through the list and I saw that we were lacking someone, and she should have been on there. And we are terrible people for not adding her on. We did not add on Cate Blanchett. We did not add on Cate Blanchett, which is just unacceptable. It's almost as unacceptable as me saying that Zendaya should be a housewife, or Zendaya, whatever, should be a housewife. The two things are comparable. And I can only apologize to Cate Blanchett, who's now on the list. And I can only apologize to Zendaya, I think it's Zendaya, for my behavior in the video that I posted yesterday. So once the cage has spoken, and you'll know what I mean very shortly, once the cage has spoken, the games shall commence. This is the Hunger Games, guys. This is Jennifer Lawrence in jeans and with a bow and arrow, roaming around some made-up place, fighting people. That's what this is. But instead of Jennifer Lawrence, because she's not on the list, it's everyone else. And I cannot wait to get going. So as soon as the caged bird sings or speaks, we will get going. Anyone got any comments before we get started? Arush. What do you mean the wrong image? How's it a wrong? Is it him? Is it Matthew McConaughey? Because if it is Matthew McConaughey, then it's the right image. What do you mean the wrong image? Hello, Young Sun Intelligence Academy. What a great name. Love that name. I finally made a stream. Well, you come to the best one so far. We're going to have so much fun on this one, guys. This is going to be the most important one. And as I said, as soon as the caged bird talks, we are going to start the tier list. Right, Vitaphone. I think this is the director of Happiness, and I saw another film recently, actually, his first film, I think. Is that the right person? Or have I got the wrong person completely? Let me know. Harrison Ford didn't make it. I'm so sorry. He didn't make it. He didn't make it. But Amy Adams did. Yes, welcome to the dollhouse. My God, guys, If you've not seen Happiness, which is marginally better than Welcome to the Dollhouse, both are masterpieces, and they're such incredible, like 90s indie cinema. So, like, Happiness is maybe one of the most disgusting films I've ever seen in my life, and it's not even like visually disgusting. It's just the things that happen in the film are you would never get away with today. Incredible filmmaker, incredible films. So we're going to get started when the caged. It's a good pun, white noise. We're going to get started when the caged bird talks. Hello, Nigo. You were on the last stream. Ashley, you just came on the last stream and just started trolling for like 1 hour. And you're actually the only reason why I stayed on for another hour, because you were just trolling nonstop. So everyone you can thank Ashley Animate Stuff for that. Mr. Edgar Wright over there. The Vitaphone. Let's talk about the scene with, I think, is it the tea or something? Or is it the cake? The sandwich. With the sandwich. The dad, the young school kid, and his mate. And honestly, guys, if you've not seen Happiness or Welcome to the Dollhouse, you need to watch it. Great shout, Vitaphone. Godzilla, good to have you on board. Right, so I'm thinking that the caged bird will be talking very soon. I'm thinking we're going to get started. Yes, the housewife Zendaya is in the house. She is indeed. Isha, if you wasn't here, I did apologize for my behavior. I should not have said that about Zendaya. It's very offensive to say someone should be a housewife. It's not allowed, especially nowadays. Not allowed to say someone should be a housewife. So Zendaya, again, if you're watching, if you're on the stream with a fake name, I do apologize to you. I didn't mean to insult you and say you should be a housewife. I think you're much better than that. You should definitely have a housemaid or something, but you shouldn't be a housewife. So even when you marry Tom Holland, you should tell him, I'll marry you, but I'm not going to be a housewife. So yeah. Wow. Luis. That's not possible, Luis, because she's going to marry Tom Holland. So behave yourself. You don't want to be a homewrecker. Tom Holland deserves what he deserves. Ashley, her hair was proper slay, wasn't it? It was hilarious. Right, if you've just joined the stream, this is how this is going to work. In the comment section, there's a pinned link. You can jump in, you can vote for each person that comes up. Right now, you can even vote for Al Pacino. So if you were to click on that link, well, you can't because I haven't started the timer. There's 45 seconds time limit where you can vote for Al Pacino and so forth and so forth, so forth. So 45 seconds is what you get to vote for the first person. So I will start that as soon as we start the tier list. And then you guys have the responsibility to go in there and vote for the person. Now, I may overrule some votes because two things. Some actors have their favorites. Let's just put it that way. Some people have their favorites, and some actors have their favorites too. So I may overrule something. Otherwise, I'm going to let you guys completely kind of just dictate how this goes. On top of that, I'm not going to sit down and explain each person's backstory, history, filmography, so forth. I will jump in and chime in if I feel like an actor needs a bit of a push or a bit of a prompt. Now, that's not me influencing the votes or anything. I'm just trying to, if there's an actor that someone doesn't know anything about, or you guys generally don't know anything about, then I will jump in and help out. And if you guys also, if you could also just maybe help, when like ShahRukh Khan, for example, not many people know his films, so jump in. Toshiro Mifune, that's probably absolutely wrong pronunciation, but again, if you don't know his films, maybe you guys can jump in and help out and say who did what film. But aside from that, you guys get the vote. When we come to putting people into the tiers, and then we go through the tier, that's where I'm going to be a bit more aggressive in my approach towards getting people into the right places. That doesn't mean I'm going to actively put someone in that place. You guys will also help with that. So as I said, we begin when the caged bird talks, and the caged bird will soon be talking. Joey King, you said that the other day. I laughed hilariously at it. Now I'm getting a bit worried that you're serious. So, Ashley, Animate Stuff, are you serious about Joey King? Because I think everyone in here will. Remember that scene? I don't know if you've seen that scene in Full Metal Jacket when Private Pyle is kind of lagging behind everyone, and he's kind of influencing the ability of everyone else to succeed in their roles as members of the army. So what happens is they all get a piece of soap and they beat him as he's sleeping just to teach him a lesson. And I think this can happen to you, Ashley Animates, if Joey King ends up on this list of best actors ever. And I will do it if you keep saying it as well. Robert Mitchum, no. Robert Mitchum's like Vin Diesel. Do you know? He's kind of, yeah. Cillian Murphy has not got the filmography to come onto this list, I'm afraid. You're clinging to the hope that you're clinging onto the hope. You're clinging in the hope. You're clinging onto Holland in the hope she moves to England so you can. Oh dear. I'm laughing because it's true. It is. You know when you were at I don't know what you guys would call primary school, but in the UK, primary school is when you're like, I don't know, 5 till 11. But you used to like bully the person you fancied. So I'm thinking deep down inside me, maybe I fancy Amy Adams and Zendaya. That could be it. So, but then that would mean I also fancy Zack Snyder. So it's a very complicated world. Daniel Day-Lewis, definitely personal. Okay, Rosita, don't give the game away. Let's get there slowly. All right, cool. We're gonna Steven Seagal and William, 4 a.m. Oh my God. All right, let's get this started then, shall we, guys? So we're not starting until the caged bird talks.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Open my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
So that is it. The caged bird has spoken. We're going to do this tier list. So what's going to happen now? Top of the chat, we have a little link. You can vote for whoever you like. There we go. Joey King's going to get on the list. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to put Joey King on this list, and then she's going to end up in trash, and that's going to be your fault. And James Franco, we spoke about before. He actually could be on the list if he didn't have issues. Right. So we are going to get this started. So the link at the top of the chat, or wherever it is on the chat, it's probably at the top, pinned at the top, is a link where you can vote for the first person, which is going to be Al Pacino. So allow me to get him and everyone else up on the screen. And guys, you may start voting in a few seconds. And then we're going to get this party started. We're going to get crunk up in this biatch. So there it is. Right, get ready. The voting has begun, I think. I mean, it's the first time I've done it like this, so yeah, it has. So you got 45 seconds to vote for Al Pacino. Which section will you put him in? Where will he be? Where will he actually be? Where will you guys put him? I'm so intrigued. So if you do not know the works of Al Pacino, you have The Godfather 1, The Godfather 2, you have Scarecrow, you have Panic at Needle Park, you have Serpico, you have you have Scarface, you have Scent of a Woman, you have Godfather Part 3, you also have Looking for Richard, which is a nice little documentary where he's looking for Richard, which is sounds dick, but it's not that. And he has Heat. He has the wonderful film he did with Adam Sandler, which is Jack and Jill. Dunkachino. And you have other films. Sea of Love. So what are we doing, guys? Where are we voting for Oh, wait, stop. This thing's gone crazy. Let me pause it. Um, what happened there? It went crazy. Has he gone now? I think he's gone. So yeah, I don't know what's happened with that. But anyway, I will find a way to find Al Pacino's votes now, and then we will decide where we're going to put Al Pacino, because I didn't realize it was going to go into every single person. So now we need to find him again and put him in the correct place, and I can't see him anywhere. So we'll come back to that in a second. But yeah, what do you guys think about Al Pacino? Do you think, is this even working? I don't know. Actually. I might even start it again. I might even do a new... I'm not sure about this whole 45-second thing. It doesn't really work, does it? Guys, did it work for you? Let me know. Let me know if it worked for you, because if it didn't, I can just scrap that, and I can set up a new voting system really quickly. So let me know if it worked. But I mean, you guys are speaking in the chat anyway, in the poll anyway. So let me quickly jump onto my own poll tier list, which you can't see. So I think what I should do is take this off, and I will now share the proper tier list, which I think is that one. And I will now stick Mr. Pacino, because everyone seems to be saying the greatest. So I'm going to now stick Mr. Pacino into the greatest. Now, of course, that doesn't mean the person's going to stay there. What it means is they're going to sit there for now. They're going to do a resting bitch face, just like Amy Adams. And then eventually, oh, you can only drag and drop. I think that's how you do it, actually. Drag and drop, Kenny. So I think that's exactly how you do it. I think that's how you vote. I believe that's how you vote. Al Pacino is spectacular in Glengarry Ross. Love that movie. Underrated. Totally underrated. Totally. It's one of the films I didn't mention just now. That says everything. It says I'm stupid, really. Drag and drop is not voting. It technically is, because you're voting for where he should go. So it is, technically. I can drag and drop stuff, not vote. Yeah, that's what it is, guys. It's a drag and... You're kind of voting by dragging and dropping. Corny Chaos. Great to meet you, Corny Chaos. Fantastic to meet you. Amy Adams, trash for sure. Yes, totally agree. Right. Guys, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna keep the voting thing going, and you're just gonna have to be really quick. And then once each person's done, I guess I'll know who is where. I think I'll know who is where. I think so. If that doesn't work, well, at least we tried, and then we'll have to do it another way. But for now, I'm going to keep the voting thing going. So you can continue to vote, I think. Yes, you can. You can continue to vote. Right now, it's on William H. Macy. And then at the end, we'll kind of calculate where everything is and go from there. So on my particular tier list, as you can see, I have put Al Pacino in the greatest. And next up on my tier list is Alan Rickman. And if you guys don't know who Alan Rickman is, white noise, totally agree. Hit the like button. Alan Rickman is the wonderful actor in Harry Potter films. He's also in Die Hard. And I struggle to think of any other films he's been in. I know everyone loves Alan Rickman, but I struggle. So if you guys can put some names of films that Alan Rickman's done in the chat, that would be wonderful, because I struggle to personally. I know he's loved and everyone loves him, but I don't think I love him. I do respect him, but I don't think I love him as much as most people. So if you want to help out with Alan Rickman, let me know. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly just put people into different places, and I'll look at the votes afterwards. Jay, you're here, Jay. Good to have you on board, sir. Iconic. I would say iconic as well. Hale, I would say iconic as well. So, yeah, totally. Let's do it. Iconic. Right. Next up is, oh my God, it's the woman I obviously fancy. It's Amy Adams. If you've just joined the chat, unfortunately on Sunday I had a bit of an incident where, on numerous occasions, I insulted Amy Adams, not to her face, just on this stream. on the channel, and all I can do is apologize yet again, Amy Adams. I didn't mean to insult you. Yeah. But guys, she's here. So what do we think about Amy Adams? Because I personally wanted her off this list. Now, I'm being real now. Forget about the British irony, the jokes. I'm being real. I really didn't want her on the tier list because I don't think she deserved to be on the tier list of the greatest actors ever. But if you guys can defend her, because you kept defending her, so now's your time. If you want to defend her, Kerwin, greatest. Okay. I'm Amy Adams' daughter. Is she miserable in the house as well? You were speaking to me. You're right, you know. You're right. She's gonna. Oh no, she's not there. I would put her in trash, but you guys, please tell me where you want Amy Adams to go. I know you voted. I know you've put her into your own particular tier lists. But please let me know in the chat down here where you think she should go. And one more person. Go on. Marcus, sorry, man, but you're wrong about Amy Adams. She's Oscar-worthy, honest. Okay. That's two people. She's gone to Oscar-worthy. Next up is Angela Bassett of the following films. What's Love Got to Do with It? Jay helped me out the other day. He said that she starred in Malcolm X. I think it was you, Jay. And she's in Black Panther 1 and 2, which probably doesn't help her cause, but let's just go with What's Love Got to Do with It and Malcolm X, where she's brilliant. What do you guys think? Where should she go? Lewis, is that for Angela Bassett or is that for Amy Adams? I think it's for Amy Adams, isn't it? Betty Shabazz, that's it. Oscar worthy for show. Iconic. You grew up in a VHS video store. What does that even mean? Does that mean your parents had a store and you grew up in it? Or does that mean that you kept going to the VHS store? Because I used to work in a VHS store. Maybe you came to the store that I worked in. Who knows? It was Amy. Okay. Haven't seen many of her movies. She was in Strange Days. She's not in Strange. No, she is in Strange Days quite a lot. But that's a very weird film. I know it's Catherine Bigelow and Juliette Lewis. Juliette Lewis is wonderful, guys, by the way. She should definitely be on this list. Iconic. Oscar-worthy when she does not win an Oscar. Iconic. I'm going to put her in iconic. Right. Anthony Hopkins. Sir Anthony Hopkins from Wales. He's so good in David Lynch's The Elephant Man. Have you guys seen The Elephant Man? Because he's so weird in that film. And I can't take my eyes off this guy when he's in Elephant Man. He's just like delivering lines into the ether. Like just delivering lines and going, yes, for about 10 seconds. I'm like, this is brilliant. Wonderful performance. Remains of the Day. Not seeing that. Everyone keeps saying that, but not seeing that. William, you're the only person who said, you're the only person that said greatest so far. And I actually will concur with you, but you're the only person who said it. So Elephant Man from 1980, never heard of it. I'm going to put him in Oscar-worthy. Is that okay, guys, to go in Oscar-worthy? He was in the 4 movies. He was. Forgot about that. I agree with that, Maholovic. You told me how to say it the other day. I do apologize. The greatest. Okay, you guys, okay, you're coming through with the greatest ones now. Okay, cool. Next up is Sir Ben Kingsley. Now, Kerwin's loving this because he said the other day that British actors are way better than American actors. Those were the exact words he used. I said that verbatim. So what that means is he thinks American actors are crap and British actors are so good. And Kerwin must be loving this because Anthony Hopkins is up there, although Alan Rickman's over there. And now we have Sir Ben Kingsley. Where are we going to put Sir Ben Kingsley? Where? Oscar-worthy, iconic. Couple more, guys. So Sir Ben Kingsley was in Schindler's List, where he's fantastic. He's understated and magnificent. He's in Gandhi, where he plays Gandhi, which is not cultural appropriation. He's actually a little bit Indian, I think. I think he's a little bit Jewish as well. So also in Schindler's List, he's not culturally appropriating as well, if you want to hold that against him. And then he's also in Sexy Beast and a bunch of other films, and a lot of bad films too. He's also in a Wes Anderson film that I saw recently, which I hated. I really hated it. But yeah, he was great in Hugo, actually. Issa, that's correct. And Jay, I don't know. I think he's the same level, you know. He was in so many films. He's such a chameleon, and even though he's a chameleon, he looks exactly the same in every film. I'm going to put him in Oscar worthy. Next up is Benicio Del Toro. Now, it may seem like I'm smashing through these. I am. Because look at this. My God, look at this. If anyone's just joined the stream, by the way, at the beginning of the stream, I said it took me about an hour to get all these thumbnails because I had to name them just in case I couldn't remember. Like, if I couldn't recognize a face, at least I have a name. And then, yeah, it took ages. So I'm smashing through these people because otherwise we're going to be here literally all night, and I don't want that. Right. Iconic. So you guys think that Benicio del Toro is iconic? Are you sure? Let me just talk you through his films. Usual Suspects. Well, he's incredible. That was the moment when everyone went, who is this guy? He's amazing. And then we have Traffic, which is, guys, if you've not seen Traffic, that is one of the great performances by Benicio del Toro. And then also we have the wonderful performance in Sicario, where he won an Oscar. So he's got some gravitas behind him, guys. I'd say he's definitely better than iconic. I wouldn't exactly call him iconic. When I think of Benicio del Toro, I don't think of iconic. So anyway, I'm going to go with you guys. Meh, overrated. You know what, Jay? I've never seen License to Kill. I've seen most Bond movies. I've never seen any Timothy Dalton movies. Well, not movies, just James Bond movies. Iconic. All right, guys. I guess he was great in 21 Grams, although that film it weighs down on you. Fear and Loathing, he's so good. Honestly, guys, how can you put him in iconic? Fine, I'll put him there. Brian Cox. By the way, if you've just joined the stream, you can vote by going onto the link that I've pinned at the top. I will go through that in a bit, but it was kind of complicating me. I don't know how it works. And like all the names are disappearing and stuff, so I don't actually know how it works. So I'll need to work that out in a bit. In the meantime, let's bash through this. Brian Cox, Succession, Manhunter, Scottish actor, been around for ages. He was in the Bourne films, I think number 2, number 3. He's in 25th Hour. Where we put in Cox? No, ignore what I just said there was rude. Where we put in Brian Cox? You avoided Dalton. I did. When Timothy Dalton was James Bond, I would have been like, I don't know, 5, 6 years old. And I kind of grew up watching Connery and Roger Moore. Might have been a bit older, but I just was not interested. And I just haven't ever watched any of his films. I don't need to, really. Not a big James Bond fan, so I don't feel the need to. Really don't feel the need. Brian Cox is overrated. Who just said white noise? Are you serious? He has this amazing cameo in Adaptation, which stars Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage is going to kind of connect everyone on this list. And he plays a famous screenwriter. I can't remember the name of the screenwriter. And he's just brilliant. He's in the film for about 5 minutes and he's brilliant. He's not overrated. But if you guys think he's overrated, then he's overrated. And I put him Oscar worthy. This person here is Cate Blanchett. So Cate Blanchett, even though we had this 3-hour stream on Sunday to put together this list, we neglected Cate Blanchett. But she's now on this list. I put her on there myself. Thank you very much. And where are we going to put her? She is in a numerous amount of films. We're going to ignore the fact she was in Ocean's 13. Is it called Ocean's 13? We're going to ignore that. She was good in it. She was fun in it. But we're going to ignore that. We're going to ignore most of her filmography for the past 7 years. We could probably do it to most actors over the past 7 years because the films have been awful, guys. But she was in Lord of the Rings trilogy. She's a New Zealand actor, I believe. Someone can correct me on that. She's either Australian or New Zealand, but I think it's New Zealand. I don't know. And she's been magnificent in so many things that I can't remember what she's been in. That's how many times she has been magnificent. Is that I just cannot remember any film she's been in. She's won an Oscar, I think, a couple of times. She was in Elizabeth. She was in the sequel to Elizabeth, where she played Elizabeth. Guys, name some films. Tar, yeah, I don't want to say Tar because it's quite recent. Nightmare Alley, I've not seen it. I know it's a film by Guillermo del Toro. I probably butchered that as well. Apologies, guys. Anything else? Anything not so recent? Anything great? That's it. Talented Mr. Ripley. Eyes Wide Shut, she's not in. She's definitely not in that. But she is in Talented Mr. Ripley. I don't think she's in Eyes Wide Shut. Carol, yeah. Curious Case of Benjamin Button, where she won her first Oscar. Fact check me on that, someone. Can someone fact check me on that fact? That was her first Oscar. And I think she's won 2 or 3. Please, guys, fact check me on that. Avatar, yep, she plays Katharine Hepburn, who's also on this list. And Leonardo DiCaprio is also on this list. And DiCaprio plays the director Howard Hawks. Martin Scorsese feature. Heaven? Is she in Heaven? I mean, I don't mean is she in heaven. I mean, is she in the film Heaven? The Life Aquatic. She is fun in that. That's where I really like her because she's very much. She can do fun and then she can do serious and she can do like fantasy. She's so good. You sure she's an Eyes Wide Shut? Are you sure? I don't think she is. There we go. 2000. Yep. Benjamin Button. Blue Jasmine. That's when she got her second Oscar. I think that's her second Oscar. Blue Jasmine. Woody Allen film. Incredible film, guys. If you've not seen that. I think that was the second Oscar, but fact check me on that too. And my God, Thor Ragnarok would not be as good if she was not in Thor Ragnarok. Why am I just going on about Cate Blanchett for like 10 minutes? Let me shut up. Oscar worthy. This is maybe a controversial one, but I think he should be in there. It's Chadwick Boseman. Guys. Chadwick Boseman. So he had a magnificent run prior to his untimely passing away. He played James Brown in Get On Up. He played Jackie Robinson, the baseball player, in 42. He played the Black Panther. He played, I think the guy's name, Thurgood. He's a lawyer. The lawyer's name is Thurgood. He's a real lawyer. So he had a interesting and wonderful run. Just going to say, Tom Twicker film, Heaven, great film. Chadwick shouldn't be on the list. Ooh. Guys, the Five Bloods, yeah, he's in the Five Bloods as well. Really? Overrated? He was not overrated. He was talented. I mean, he may have passed away, but you know what? He's got a better filmography than a lot of these actors on this list, and that's probably because he had such a short time to achieve the films he did. But even then, the string of films that he did to get towards Black Panther, they were just hit after hit after. Well, they weren't hit after hit, but they were great performance after great performance after great performance. But I'm going to put him iconic. He's not overrated. Come on, guys. Come on. Right. Next up is Christian Bale, fans' favorite. I know you guys are going to want him very high. Nick Gier, I've seen your comment, and I think I fully concur. I'm not going to say it because I think someone caught me out the other day because I said your name the way that you spelt it, and yeah. Christian Bale, British Welsh actor. Started off in Empire of the Sun, Steven Spielberg film, as a kid, and then kind of disappeared for a while. I don't know what he did. I wasn't around, so I don't know what he did. But he came back towards probably his early 20s, and he came back in the late 90s and really made a push for it, decided he wanted to be an actor. So he started in The Machinist in 2001, I believe. No, 2000. And then he starred in American Psycho in 2000 as well. Again, fact check me on that. So he had 2 amazing performances in a row. And then since then, you know, Batman, The Fighter, which is his best performance. He was even amazing in that Matt Damon film with they're both racers. Can't remember the name. Le Mans. Harsh Times he's in as well, where he plays a Latino, but we won't say anything about that. Machinist is not 2003. It's before American Psycho, I think. But again, 2004. Are you sure? It wasn't. Guys, can we get some fact checking here? Because I know it was before American Psycho. Or maybe I'm wrong. No, it was. No, maybe it was after. Who knows? I think it was before Batman. Who cares? Ford versus Ferrari. Lovely. So where we put in Mr. Bale? We're iconic. American Hustle. He should go into greats because of American Hustle. Someone said there was Cohen. 2004 for The Machinist. Are we sure? I don't think so. Might have to Google that myself. It does. That is strange. Let me have a look at this. No, I'm not gonna have a look at it because that's boring. It's a boring stream if I just sit there looking at stuff. So I'm gonna put Bale in Oscar worthy. Next up is Cristoph Waltz, who I don't think should be on this list. I'm gonna say it. I don't think Cristoph Waltz should be on this list because if you guys are taking off, if you guys think Chad Boseman is overrated because of a lack of films, then Cristoph Waltz should definitely not be on this list because he's only done 2 great Tarantino performances, 2, I think, and that's it. He hasn't done anything else. He's not been good in anything else. So how are we putting Cristoph Waltz on this list of best actors ever? It makes no sense. I would actually have him in trash, personally, based on what I just said. Because every other performance he's put in has not been anywhere near the levels of anything he's done in a Tarantino film. So, guys, talk to me here. Talk to me. There's a lot of overrated for Cristoph Waltz here. Arish, you are the voice of reason. Yeah, I mean, maybe I went over the top. Maybe not trash. Waltz is iconic. Yeah, okay, let's do it. Iconic. There we go. Next up is Christopher Walken, who... Okay, so I'm going to put it out there. Christopher Walken is definitely iconic. I mean, this to me is so easy. So easy. This is straight into iconic. He's put in a magnificent performance in Deer Hunter. I've not seen Videodrome. Is that him? That's not. Is he Videodrome? Or is he the other one? No, it's not Videodrome because Videodrome is James Woods, I think. But anyway, point is that he's iconic, and every now and again he pops up with a really great performance, but he kind of does the same thing over and over again. I have to say iconic. I think you guys agree with me, so he's going into iconic. Next up is Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis. Pulp Fiction is yeah, he's really good in Pulp Fiction. I haven't killed a man since 1984. Great line. Great line, good film. Bit overrated, that film, but good film. Would have been better if Tarantino directed it. He was in Dune. He was bad in Dune. He was terrible in Dune. Like a walking corpse. Not good. Right, Daniel Day-Lewis is just magnificent. Maybe the greatest actor of all time. Let's go straight into greatest. Next up is Denzel Washington. Very short conversation, straight into greatest. Not even going to debate that. Not even going to debate that. And I think you guys won't debate that either. Diane Keaton. Diane Keaton. Top tier is not visible. You sure? No, it is. Diane Keaton. Where are we putting Diane Keaton? So Diane Keaton, we spoke about the other night. She was in Godfather 1, Godfather 2. She was in Godfather 3, I want to say. She's also in Annie Hall, which is the greatest ever romantic comedy. If you've not seen it, watch it. She's in that film that Jay helped me out with the other day, what I can't remember the name of. And she was in a bunch of 80s stuff. So, loads of 80s romps like Baby Boomers or some crap like that. And, First Wives Club, which is a 90s film. So she's done a lot of crap as well. But when she was good, she was very good. Very overrated. Very trash. Okay. All right. Oscar worthy here. Andrew. Not Andrew. Arvanist. I can't say that. You're going to have to break that down for me and I'll say it properly. Well, I'll try to. Overrated. Can't say. Okay, cool. I'm going to put her in. I don't want to put her in trash. I love her. Not literally, but, film-wise. Next up is Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle. The magnificent Don Cheadle. I've not seen Mac and Rita, Jay. Not even heard of it. Is she in Manhattan Murder Mystery? It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it is Woody Allen, but I didn't realize she'd gone into the 90s or 80s with him as well. Interesting. Don Cheadle. I think you mentioned Traitor before, actually, Jay. So Don Cheadle was in Boogie Nights. So if you guys love Paul Thomas Anderson, I don't know why them two have not worked together since, but yeah. I was thinking about that today, actually. There's so many actors that Paul Thomas Anderson's worked with, especially in his earlier days when he'd done loads of ensemble films, that he's never worked with again. And I think he worked with William H. Macy twice, but there's so many that I thought, why don't you work with that person again? Like Mark Wahlberg, for example. I thought you would have gotten back by now. Julianne Moore twice. But there's so many, like Heather Graham. So interesting. Anyway, back to Don Cheadle. So Don Cheadle is brilliant. He can do comedy. He can do serious. He always gives a 10 out of 10 performance. He's really good in Traffic as well. And I think that might be true. So yeah, where are we putting Don Cheadle? Iconic. Matt Damon. The reason why Matt Damon's not on the list is because he doesn't deserve to be. But he's had some really good performances over the years. But we're talking about the best of the best here. And Don Cheadle is better than Matt Damon. Even if you look at the overrated Diane Keaton, she's better than Matt Damon as well. Why is she the only person in overrated? That's really weird. Right. I'm going to put in my iconic. There we go. Next up is Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman is a very small actor, literally. And he appeared in The Graduate. He was meant to play... in The Graduate, I think he's like a 20-year-old. And I think he was like 35 at the time. So, he was a very small actor. But for me, his best performance came in 1969 in Midnight Cowboy. Him and Joan Voight are just electrifying, and he is brilliant as Rizzo. Incredible. But then even in the 70s, we had All the President's Men, we had Straight Time, we had Big Little Man, and in the 80s, Rain Man, where he plays autistic man, probably in the most Hollywood kind of way, but it's such a good performance, honestly. And then in the 90s, we had less Hoffman, but definitely. I'm walking here. Yeah, great performance. How tall is Hoffman? 5'6"? I think someone can fact check me on that. Yep, Kramer versus Kramer. That's when he won his first ever Oscar by slapping Meryl Streep in the face just before a take, which he did not approve of that, of course. That was just impromptu, which she's furious about. Yeah, I think so as well. Greatest. Edward Norton's up next. Now, this is my favorite actor in the world ever. But I'm going to be completely impartial here. I think Edward Norton was on a trajectory in the late 90s and the early 2000s before he directed his first film and just went a little bit crazy, where he could have been the greatest actor ever. And it would have been easy to do that. But he just went his own inability to get out of his own way has led to him having so many scraps, getting a really bad reputation in Hollywood for getting in the way of directors. He directed American History X and then edited it, even though he wasn't the director. And there's been so many instances where he's, just gone too far in terms of being an actor and intruding. And thusly, he's received less of these amazing roles that he used to get back in the late 90s. So he could have easily have been the greatest actor ever. But even though he's my favorite actor, I'm going to have to put him an iconic. I don't even think he's Oscar worthy at this point, even though you guys seem to think that he is. But and again, he's my favorite actor, but I have to just be honest here. He hasn't done anything for 20 years, guys. And I know someone said Birdman the other day, but he's hardly in Birdman. And I mean, it's Birdman. So I don't know. I am Jack's total lack of surprise. Great stuff. Love that film. Iconic, yeah. Iconic for me, guys. Oscar worthy. You guys seem to think Oscar worthy. The Score was meant to be the film of the greatest actors of their generation. So you had Brando, De Niro, and then it was Norton. So that's how good he was. That was in 2000, directed by Frank Oz. Frank Oz of the Muppet fame. And that was the wrong director for that film. Even so, it wasn't a great script. So you guys seem to still love Edward Norton, though, even though you don't like him, the Lano's films. But 25th Hour, yeah, I think you said the other night, didn't you, Kenny? I'll go with you guys, Oscar worthy. Next up is Ellen Bernstein. So she was in Exorcist. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. She's in a new film with Ewan McGregor, which is I can't remember the name of it. She was also in the Aronofsky film Requiem for a Dream, where she won an Oscar. Fact check me on that, someone. I think she won an Oscar for that. I think she's got 2 Oscars or 1 Oscar. But yeah. Help me out here, guys. What are we doing with Ellen Bernstein? She's also in a couple of episodes of Louis, the TV show. Now, if you guys have not seen Louis, the TV show, it does star Louis, the comedian, Louis C.K., just before he did probably around about the same time he did the things he did, but just before the Me Too movement cancelled Louis. And she's really good in that as well. GOAT. She won the Oscar for, oh, no way. Scorsese, eh? Iconic. Maybe, Kenny. Maybe. I'm going to put that there and take it off, Vitaphone. I'm not even going to say it. Right. Jay, Edward Norton is directed. That is not true, Jay. That is not true. Right. I'm going to put her in... Ooh, tricky one. Ooh. Guys, okay, someone fact check for me, please, before I move her. Has she got 2 Oscars or has she got 1 Oscar? And then once I know that, I'll be able to put it in the right section. So someone help me out. And also, while someone helps me out, guys, if you've not hit the like button, let's do this. Let's hit that like button. Let's hit it now. And someone also let me know if she's got 1 Oscar. Right. That makes it easy for me. She's going into iconic. Emma Stone. I didn't want her on this list, but you guys were adamant that she becomes a part of this wonderful collective. So Emma Stone, the 35-year-old, I think she's 35, the 35-year-old Emma Stone is the youngest person on this list, and I think by some distance. But you guys seem to think she should definitely be on this list. Thank you, Vitaphone, as well. And thank you, Hell. Appreciate that. Joked about the thing he did a lot. And he actually did. He was very honest about it. Doesn't make it any better, but yeah. Emma Stone is overrated. Totally overrated. Totally overrated. Totally, guys. I really like where she's going. I think Poor Things for me was the first time I was like, okay, she can act. I didn't think that in La La Land, and I've not think that about any other performance from Emma Stone. I think she was very, very limited as an actress until I saw Poor Things. I don't know Stone very well. Not personally, you don't. Iconic, overrated, Oscar-worthy. Okay, JB, if she's Oscar-worthy, tell me why. Because I need to be convinced. I'm not convinced with her. I'm going to put her in iconic for now, and we'll come back to her later. F. Ibram Murray. This was nominated by Rare Gaming, who's probably not in the chat. But F. Abraham Murray is just a chameleon. He's a bit like Ben Kingsley. I don't know what his ethnicity is, but he's played a Cuban in Scarface. He's played, I don't know what Solteri was. Soliteri? I can't say his name, but I don't know what he was, but it's Eastern European, I believe, in his Oscar win in film Amadeus. And he's been in a number of amazing films as well. So let me know what you think about him. Yeah, hello, Private Applesauce, first and foremost. Someone else told me that I should watch that. I struggle with TV shows right now. There's too many. Someone told me to watch Baby Reindeer, and I'm struggling with that. Episode 2, and I'm like, is this it? Maybe it gets better in episode 6. No, thank you. He was in Homeland. He's very ominous in Homeland. Very ominous. Very scary character. Solitary, that's it. Thank you very much, NL. F. Abram Murray is Oscar worthy. Really? Dark Matter is what I want to start watching. With the dude with the face, Australian guy, and Jennifer Connelly. Incredible in Last Action Hero. He was. Is he in Last Action Hero? Sean Penn is Sean Penn. I'm talking about him right now. I do have to still watch Sanjit Ray. Right, I'm going to put him in iconic. Next up is Faye Dunaway. Faye Dunaway is very, very prominent in the 70s. That's when she was at her best. So we had, and the 60s, because you had Bonnie and Clyde first and foremost. I think she won an Oscar. Someone fact check me on that. And then she starred in, I don't think she did win an Oscar actually. And then she starred in Network and Chinatown, for which she definitely won an Oscar for one of those two, if not both. But after that, it went a bit downhill for Faye Dunaway. Incredible cheekbones, very Hollywood. Where we put in Faye Dunaway, guys? Where are we? What's this? Ooh, is she now? White Noise, tell me more. I mean, I don't care because Kevin Spacey's on this list as well, and he's absolutely awful to his co-stars and other human beings. So that's irrelevant. But if you think she's overrated as an actress, that is very relevant. Can someone find out, has she won 2 Oscars or 1 Oscar? Because for me, then that plays a part here. So someone let me know. Overrated? No chance. Not Faye Dunaway. No chance. If you've not seen her in, if you want to know how good she is, watch Network and you'll know how good she is. There's no way she's overrated. She's won 1. Thank you, Vitaphone again. Thank you. Right. I'm going to put her in iconic. Next up is Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker is another chameleon of actor, and you wouldn't suspect so because he's got a very, very, very unique look, which kind of stops him from blending in with the crowd. But he can play any role, and he has done so over the years, including Goodnight Vietnam with Robin Williams and Last King of Scotland. And he's also in The Butler, I believe it's called. So he is a tremendous actor. And he's apparently overrated. He played Idi Amin. Can't vote about Whitaker. I haven't watched many. Okay. You probably have. I'm going to put him on iconic. Right. Next up is Frances McDormand. Now, I need to potentially fact check this one myself because I think she has the most Oscar wins along with Meryl Streep. But I will fact check that as you guys tell me what you think about Frances McDormand. She's very much, she's very much like, you don't remember her and then she'll just pop up and you're like, she's really good. And she 100% is a fantastic actress. But what are you guys thinking? Where should she go? Talk to me. Right. She has won 3 Oscars. So she hasn't got the most. The most is Katharine Hepburn, who's also on this list. Oscar worthy. Yep. Agreed. Maybe even the greatest, guys. Maybe even the greatest. He's got 3 Oscar wins. Gary Oldman. Now, I know you guys love your Gary Oldman because every time I say something, even 1% negative about Gary Oldman, the pushback is enormous. So I wouldn't be surprised if you guys want this guy to win. And could I argue with that? Yes, I could. But will I argue with that? Will I argue with that? Probably. Can I argue with that? Yes, I can. So what are we thinking? What are we thinking about Gary Oldman? The greatest. I knew it. The greatest. Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman. What are we thinking? The greatest. Love L. Love Low. I think it's the first time you've ever messaged or said anything. Low. Love Low. That I've seen anyway. So, greatest. I think Gary Oldman's best performance is in Leon, which is why I used that picture. I think that's his best performance by far. And it's such an unhinged, over the top, almost to the point of bad performance that it cannot be ignored. I absolutely love him in that film. Right. I'm going to put him straight into the greatest because I know you guys want him there. Right. Next up is Gene Hackman. He was also in Bonnie and Clyde. He was in The French Connection 1 and 2. He was in The Scarecrow, not the Batman Scarecrow, just a film called Scarecrow with Al Pacino. And he played Lex Luthor. He's the best Lex Luthor we've seen so far on screen. And what else has he done? He's done so many films, guys. Mississippi Burning. Just a plethora of incredible films. And Cohen, I do not disagree with you. Hackman it's such a shame that he retired. So I'd say so early. It wasn't so early. He was like 70 something, but he's also in The Conversation, which is 1976 or something. Quick and the Dead, he's in as well, which is a Sam Raimi film with Sharon Stone playing the cowgirl. Weird film. And DiCaprio's in that as well. Dracula, he's so over the top in that film, but if I like him in Leon, then I have to like him in that. You keep saying everyone. What's this everyone thing, guys? Oh, everyone! Should I get everyone? What do you mean, everyone? Everyone! Incredible. Right, where are we putting Gene Hackman? I'm thinking Gene Hackman goes into Oscar worthy, and thusly he has gone into Oscar worthy. Next up is Harry Dean Stanton. Harry Dean Stanton is in a number of films. He's probably been in some of the in a number of films that he's been in. He's probably one of the top actors in the sense of he's been in a lot of films, and he's also in Alien 1. I won't say what happens to him if you've not seen Alien 1. He's in Paris, Texas, which I think is a highly overrated film, but that's probably where everyone knows him from. And he's been in a bunch of other films. I think he's just iconic, personally, guys. I really think he's a bit iconic. Conversation was 1974. Okay. Sorry. Apologies. Yeah. Where are we putting him? He's fantastic. His filmography is iconic film. Yeah, okay. I think he's iconic. Honestly, I think he's iconic. So I'm going to put him iconic. And there's a bunch of people in iconic. And I think this is kind of where most people are going to end up. Heath Ledger. If you do not know who Heath Ledger is, he's an Australian actor. Did we find out if Cate Blanchett is Australian or New Zealand? Let me know. He's an Australian actor. He had his big break in 10 Things I Love About You. He's also in a Australian film it wasn't called Chopper. It was called something else, Two Hands or something, Two Guns or Two Hands. And then he also appeared in Brokeback Mountain and, of course, famously as the Joker in The Dark Knight. And I totally agree with you guys, iconic. Next up is maybe an actress you guys don't know much about, but I'm going to fight for her as one of the greatest and maybe the greatest, which is Isabelle Huber. I'm probably saying the Hu wrong. Huber. Isabelle Huber. My God, guys, if you do not know who this is, she is just out of this world. Now, you probably haven't, if you don't watch European films, you probably haven't seen her in much, but I've seen her in The Piano Teacher. I've seen her in Amour, which is also a Michael Haneke film. She's not much in Amour, but when she is, she's really good. There's a Paul Verhoeven film, which maybe someone can help me out in the comments. Paul Verhoeven film, which is a French film, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it's called Ellen. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And thankfully, White Noise, you do agree with me. And thank you very much, Vitaphone, for that. That will stick in my head now. Yep, I'm Ellie. That's it. L, not Ellie. L. Incredible. Probably the best on the list. You know what, White Noise? Totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Apart from a couple of names. She is in I Heart Huckabees. What a mess of a film. If anyone's not seen the behind the scenes where David O. Russell absolutely goes ballistic on, I forgot the name of the actress. Goes absolutely ballistic on her. Just, he smashed, like she says to him, you need to explain to me how to perform this character. And he goes, I don't need to blah, 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 blah. And he just got absolutely crazy. And he smashes the desks around and smashes the set up and leaves the set. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right. Isabelle Huppert goes in the greatest. Next up is Jack Nicholson, straight into the greatest. Not even going to discuss him. Not even going to discuss that. James Gandolfini. I think it was a bit controversial that he was on this list, but he is. So let's talk about him. Private Applesauce. She is amazing in La Cérémonie 2. Not seen that film, but I probably should watch it. She's also in an amazing film directed by a female director, French director. I think it's called White something. White. Can't remember what it's called. But it's set in Africa. Someone can help me out with that. Overrated for James Gandolfini. Iconic. Yeah, iconic. There we go. No, overrated. Let's put him there. Jimmy Stewart. Sorry, Jay. The hammer has gone down onto James Gandolfini, but we might come back to him. Jimmy Stewart. Which one? Johan, do you mean... Oh, Johan, is it for James Gandolfini or for Jimmy Stewart? Sorry, Jay. 86 hours of the greatest narrative of all time in one scene. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Vitaphone. My issue with him is that my issue with anyone on this list is basically, have you done different types of films or different types of TV shows, or do you have enough Oscars? I know Oscars, people laugh at Oscars, but honestly, I take them quite seriously, and I shouldn't really, but they mean a lot. Like, to get nominated for an Oscar means you've done something good, or Harvey Weinstein's paid the fees. But with James Gandolfini, he's only really done The Sopranos, and that's not enough of a metric for me. Otherwise, I could put John Hamm in here, because I think John Hamm is brilliant in Mad Men, but he's not on this list. And much to Cohen's dismay. Rear Window, yep. Not just Rear Window, though. Like, so many. Isn't he in another Hitchcock film? Vertigo. And that Christmas film, It's a Wonderful Life. Thin, really good man. I'm going to put him in Oscar worthy. Next up is the wonderful Javier Bardem. So, what are we doing? I currently only have 2 actors in the greatest, for your information. I will work out how to do this voting thing in a minute, and I'll have a little look at what you guys did. But I think this is working pretty well as well, so we'll stick with this. Oscar worthy for Javier Bardem. Honestly, he definitely shouldn't be an iconic, even though he is iconic. He's definitely not overrated, and he's definitely not trash. I would be inclined to even put him up here. So I am going to put him up there. Joaquin Phoenix. What are we doing with that? For me, White Noise, Bardem is the only good thing in that film. And that includes the director, who I think that film ran away from him a bit. So what are we saying about Joaquin Phoenix? What we saying? Oh, Jay, that is a killer blow. You've come out with a killer punch. My God. That was a Mike Tyson first rounder. Step in the ring, bash, you're gone. What else are we saying about him? Icon. You guys are not a big fan, are you? What are you talking about, Peter Phone? No chance. Bardem is way better than Gandolfini. I liked him in The Village. Oh, guys. I did not expect this. Okay, you know what? I'm going to put him in overrated, and we'll come back to that later. Next up is Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. Jodie Foster. If you don't know what she's done Bugsley Malone. She was in Taxi Driver, where she's brilliant. I think she's like 15 in that. She also did Freaky Friday. You guys probably think of Freaky Friday as starring Lindsay Lohan and what's her name? The woman who won an Oscar recently. It's not her. It's actually Jodie Foster. She was the original Freaky Friday. And then Accused, which is kind of like a Russia. If you guys have seen Rashomon, this is like a Rashomon type film about something that happens in the bar. I'm not going to say what happens in the bar. And then we also have Silence of the Lambs and a number of various performances over the years. So what are we doing with her? What are we doing with her? Has she peaked already? She peaked probably after Silence of the Lambs, in all fairness. That was it for her. True Detective Season 4 knocks her down to... Thankfully, I gave up after season 2, because that season 2 with Colin Farrell and Vince Vaughn was trash, absolute trash. And I watched the whole thing, and I was expecting so much, and it was trash. Right, we're gonna put her in iconic. Now, one of the greatest actors of all time. If you don't know who this is, you've missed out. His name is John. I'm gonna get his name wrong here, but his name is John Cazale. John Cazale. Italian-American actor, had one of the greatest runs of actors ever in the 70s. My God. Godfather 1, Godfather 2. I think he's in The Conversation as well. He's also in Dog Day Afternoon. Just went on this run. And then Deer Hunter. And unfortunately, he passed away from cancer. He was dating Meryl Streep at the time. And yeah, unfortunately, he passed away from cancer. But my God. If you speak to any actor that worked with him, they all say he's the greatest actor that they ever worked with. So what are we thinking about him? 13. Jeez. Thank you, NL. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm going to put him in the greatest. Next up is a man who is lauded and also derived at equal measures or in equal measures. We have Johnny Depp. Now, before we say anything, obviously there's a bit of controversy regarding Johnny Depp. I'm not going to talk about that at all. What happened was he stepped on a bee. He stepped on a bee. That's what happened. But he has been in so many films, so many incredible performances, to the point where he should really now be sitting in the greatest. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. So talk to me, guys. Talk to me. Vitaphone. What's Vitaphone? Are you going off on one? What's crazy, Vitaphone? Let me know. Let me know. I think Johnny Depp could be up there, you know? I think he could be up there. Spiritual, do you think he's just not Oscar worthy? Come on, guys, help me out here. He's a real actor. He's acting in court. Overrated. No. Okay, if you've seen him in Edward, I think that's the best Tim Burton film. If you've seen him in Edward, you know he's not overrated. This guy is an incredible actor. Incredible actor. But I'm going to put him iconic. just because I don't want to keep talking about Johnny Depp. Next up is Dame Judi Dench, who won an Oscar for being on screen for about 8 minutes in Shakespeare in Love. She's also M in the James Bond films, from going all the way from maybe not GoldenEye. I think it was after GoldenEye, or maybe it was GoldenEye. And she starred in so many films, guys. So many films that I cannot remember the names yet again. But help me out here. We are now putting character actors in the GOAT list. We're going to come back to Vitaphone, so we are going to come back to the list. Don't worry. We're going to go through it again. And if there are character actors in there, then... Do you know what, though? Just because you're a character actor doesn't mean that you can't be one of the greatest actors of all time. There's definitely some merit towards the idea of giving, because that's what character actors do. They kind of take a back seat and they give so that the leading actor can perform. For example, if you look at Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street, he's taken a back seat and he's given DiCaprio the chance to shine. And by doing so, he's bloody brilliant in that film. So good in that film. So, forget about it. Where we put in Dame Judi Dench. You guys don't seem to like her very much. Overrated, iconic. Let's put Johnny Depp in at the top of iconic. Maybe we'll do that at the end. We'll do it at the end. Or the next stage. The greatest. Dame Judi Dench. Oscar worthy. Yep. Gonna put her there now. Next up is Juliette Binoche. That's definitely not how you say her name, but it looks like that. So I'm okay. Right. She's a French actress. She starred in The English Patient, which is what that picture's from. She starred in Chocolat, which everyone seems to love. It's got Johnny Depp. I hate that film so much. She's in the Red, White, Blue trilogy, which is three French films by a Polish director. She's also in a number of Michael Haneke films, and she's also in that wonderfully incredible film called Ghost in the Shell, which stars Scarlett Johansson as an Asian. So where we put in Juliette Binoche, where we putting her? Oscar or greatest? I'm going to put her in Oscar worthy. Next up is Julianne Moore. Now, this may be controversial. This may be very controversial. This is one of my personal favorite actors as well. So that's probably why she's on the list. But she does have an Oscar and a few Oscar nominations to her credit. And she's in Boogie Nights and she's in Magnolia. I thought she was great in Magnolia when I was younger, but watching it now, she's definitely overacting. I think Paul Thomas Anderson didn't do a great job with her in that film. It's probably one of her worst performances. And she's in a bunch of other films like Safe, and she's not in Carol, but she's in something to do with Heaven, a film called Heaven. I forgot who directed it. But guys, help me out. What are you thinking about Julianne Moore? She is in Hannibal. She is indeed. That is correct. Oscar worthy. Oh, okay, you guys agree with me. All right, Oscar worthy it is. Next up is Cate Blanchett. Now, I saw someone say, what is Cate Blanchett doing on this list? Now, but Kerwin, I think we've established that Amy Adams, I actually fancy her deep down. So we may have to fight over her. So I can't say this name. Yeah, NL, yeah, Three Colors, that's it. The Three Colors trilogy, yeah, that's it. Red, white, but I think it's Three Colors because it's red, white, and blue, which is the French flag. And I can never say his name. I had to say his name for one of my video essays, and it took me like half an hour to do it. I'd left for a moment. How is Recitas? You better stay here, because when we go back through this list after I've done, oh my God, there's so many names left. After I've gone through each person and put them in the right places, then we're going to actually see who should be where properly. So, guys, what are we doing? What we do about Cate Blanchett? Do you guys think she's overrated, Oscar worthy? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Kate Winslet. The reason why I put her on this list, I have to admit, up until I saw that TV show she did, Mayor of Easttown, I thought she was okay. And then I saw Mayor of Easttown, and I was like, she is not just okay. Because I only realized it after watching that. She completely disappears. Like, she'll do everything to disappear into a role. So she actually doesn't. It's not like you're watching Kate Winslet. It's like you're watching Mayor of Easttown. She's an incredible actress. And Arish, you think she's overrated still? Far From Heaven, that's the one with Julianne Moore. So what are we doing with Kate Winslet then, guys? Oscar-worthy, love low, is that for Kate Winslet? What are we doing? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, again, she just disappears into the character. Honestly, she's incredible. Which Kerwin kind of supports your theory that British actors are definitely better than American actors. Just putting it out there, guys. He did say that in the last stream. She's Oscar-worthy. Yep, agree. Absolutely agree. Oscar-worthy. Next up is the person with the most Oscar wins ever. Now, I'm going to show you guys this screen here. Let's lose this for a bit. And I want to show you this screen here. Because you don't probably know much about Katharine Hepburn. But this is the most Oscar wins ever. Who's won the most Oscars ever? So we have Katharine Hepburn leading the way with 4 wins and 12 nominations. Now, the reason why Meryl Streep may not win this tier thing, that's 3 wins and 21 nominations. Just to put that into context, 4, 12. But to even give even more context, Ingrid Bergman, 3, 7. Daniel Day-Lewis, 6, 3. Same with Frances McDormand. These averages are insane. I don't know who this person is, Walter Brennan, but well done to you, Walter Brennan. That's pretty impressive. So she's obviously a very important actress in the pantheon of Hollywood. And what are we saying about her? What are we saying about her? Kenny, I kind of agree with you, but we'll come back to that. Walt Disney has the most Oscar wins. Very true. Very, very true. Or maybe Harvey Weinstein. Yeah, I honestly, let's get rid of this screen just for a moment. We will get up the other screen and we are going to stick her in there. Sorry. I'm going to put Katharine Hepburn at the top. Right here. Right there. Right. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey. If you're not familiar with the work of Kevin Spacey, you may have seen the incredible film Baby Driver, and he's in that. Now, if you have more knowledge of film, which you probably do if you're in this stream, I think this man has done some of the best work in Hollywood history. But do we take him down because of the things that he's allegedly done? Now, we have to point out here that so far he's not actually been acquitted of anything. So they're just allegations, but they're not nice allegations. 7, American Beauty, probably the greatest acting ability. I wouldn't say no to that. Usual Suspects, yeah, it's incredible. Yep, I actually forgot the name of the show too, but I know what you're talking about. I'm sure someone will come up. Well, you know what? Without going too much into his case, a lot of people have passed away. A lot of important people have passed away leading up to his cases, since you're talking about Kaiser Sose. I would actually say he's in the greatest, but having said that, I'm going to put him in Oscar-worthy. Right, next up is Sir Laurence Olivier. Do you guys know anything? House of Cards, that's the one. Delano's films. Do you guys know anything about... Do you know what? He's so good in LA Confidential. That's maybe his second best performance. I think his best performance is 7. I think LA Confidential, he's so good. He's so very much different to how he is in any other film. And I think he took a pay cut just starring that film as well. Excellent performance. By the way, he was acquitted in his case. Yeah, he was. I know. Right, next up, Sir Laurence Olivier. He's also in Glengarry Glen Ross, yeah. Olivier, Oscar-worthy. Spacey, he would be. We'll come back to that in a bit. Laurence Olivier is now in Oscar-worthy. Next up is the man, the legend, the playboy, Tony Stark, otherwise known as Leonardo DiCaprio. What are we doing here? I need to bring this up, though, white noise. So here's the thing. Up until probably Brando, James Dean, everyone acted like Laurence Olivier. That was how screen acting was. And if you didn't act like that, you'd be laughed at. So James Dean and Brando, you probably know this, and probably preaching to the converted here, they changed the way that you're more naturalistic in the way you act. So I don't, even Jimmy Stewart's very wooden as well, because that's how you were meant to act back in those days. So I'm not going to take any points off for that, but I know what you mean. DiCaprio, highly overrated, iconic, Oscar-worthy, 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 Oscar-worthy. Cool. There he is. This picture here is not Tina Turner. That is Liv Taylor. Now, I have to admit, I've never seen a film with Liv Taylor, so I cannot say a word. I don't know anything about her. So talk to me, guys. The only thing I know about her is that she was very close with Michael Jackson. That's about the only thing I know about her. So talk to me. There's a reason why the greatest screen directors of the last 30 years have cast him, want to work with him. He's not just a pretty face. Agreed. Right, Liz Taylor. What are we doing with her? Liz Taylor, not Liv Taylor. Liz Taylor. What are we doing with her? Where are we putting her? Because I know nothing about her. So I'm very happy to, if you guys can't defend her, I'm very happy to put her into, I don't know, iconic. It would be unfair to put her in trash or overrated. So what are we doing? Yeah, totally agree. Iconic, because no one can defend her. Mads Mikkelsen, the Danish director who came to prominence in the Pusher films. He was in Pusher 1, Pusher 2. He was also in the King Arthur film, which I only realized maybe a few years ago, starring Clive Owen. He's also in The Hunt. If you haven't seen that, it's an incredible Danish film, incredible, by Thomas Vinterberg. He's also in Another Round, also by Thomas Vinterberg. He plays Hannibal in the Hannibal films. I saw a film. Someone recommended me a film. I forgot what it's called, but it's a Danish film that came out recently, The Promised Land. I saw that literally 3 weeks ago, and my God, what a great film. And he's brilliant in that film. Brilliant. Has anyone seen The Promised Land? Let me know. But yeah, I'm going to put him Oscar worthy whilst you guys let me know if you've seen The Promised Land, and then we're going to move on to Marlon Brando. And I think it's, I think you guys have done great so far. I think we've done great so far. We're making great movements here. So what we're going to do, we're going to quickly bash through the rest of these people, and then we're going to go through each tier list or each section, and then just put people in the right sections, and then we're going to go to the greatest. Whoever's left in the greatest, they will battle it out to be the greatest actor of all time. Great question. How many films do you guys watch in 1 week? Yeah, go on, guys. How many films do you watch in 1 week? Whilst you're doing that, I'm going to put Brando in the greatest. He's better than Oscar worthy, guys. He's going into the greatest. How many films do you guys watch in a week? And whilst we have this little pause to kind of get to know each other, could you guys also hit the like button? What is this? Issa, 7 a week. What are you doing with your life? I can't do it. I simply can't do it. Everyone's kind of saying 3, 4, 2. By the way, another thing as well, guys. I just want to thank Cohen for becoming a member. He's officially the second member on the channel, along with VitaPhone. So I really appreciate that. I think a few other people are members as well, due to VitaPhone's generous donation the other day. So thank you guys yet again. 2. How do you do 7 in a week? That's amazing. 0 to 5. Kenny, I'm kind of with you. There was a period where I watched maybe 3 a week. That's ever been the most. I can't ingest 7 films. I just can't do it. I like to really, and I don't really watch films again. So when I watch a film, I like to watch it properly, be done with it, and never watch it again. Even if it's like in a magnificent film, I'll probably only watch it once. Wow. How do you become a member? Spiritual. I should probably know that. I do know that. You can actually, I think if you go if you scroll to the top and go to the top of if you just go to the video, underneath the video or the stream, there should be a join button and you click on join and you can become a member. I think it takes a couple of seconds. And that goes for super chats, guys. You can send those over as well and you will appear on the screen and you'll have a fun time. And I'll keep you on there for a long time and give you all the praise you deserve. But in the meantime, should we go back to this? Shall we go back to this? Thank you, Cohen. Right. Matthew McConaughey. What are we doing here? Matthew McConaughey. He's the greatest for me. Ooh, don't agree, but I'm happy to hear other people. Brando is the greatest. Yep, totally agree with that. Greatest. Wow, Vitaphone. 5 more memberships. My God, this guy's a legend. My friend, you can stay on the screen for at least 2 minutes for that. Thank you so much. Let me quickly jump over to and just see what's happening and how that works in terms of people getting the memberships, because I don't know how that works. But anyway, guys, first of all, Vitaphone, thank you so much. That's amazing. Second of all, Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, Vitaphone, I agree. Everyone keeps saying, oh, you've only got 11,000 subscribers, which is nearly 12 actually, guys. So if we can keep subscribing, that'd be amazing. Tell your friends and family, pass it on, share it, whatever. I'm really happy with that. I'm happy with 12,000, which is what we're nearly at. But, you know, I'm not going to complain if we suddenly get 1 million. And you guys would have been the first, and I won't forget your names either. I remember names and faces and icons like yourself, very much so. So you will never be forgotten. So don't worry about that. Right. Ah, Jay, look at that. You managed to get yourself a membership. Right. Matthew, let's see, we go back to this thing. Thank you so much again, Vitaphone. That's incredible. Cohen, thank you so much for joining as well. And let me go back onto this tier list and do what I need to do. Right. Matthew McConaughey. I'm going to put him in Oscar worthy. And if we want to debate about him in a bit, we'll do so. Next up is Meryl Streep. This is a performance in Sophie's Choice. Sophie's Choice is a horrible film with an incredible lead performance from Meryl Streep. One of the best lead performances I've ever seen. But the film is horrible. And also, yeah, Vitaphone, thank you. Guys, 22 likes is not bad, but hit the like button. Meryl Streep is one of the greatest. No debate there. Next up is Michael Shannon. Irish, why don't I think Matthew McConaughey is better than Caprio? I didn't say that. I don't think he is. Never really thought about it. Let me have a little think about that. I don't think he is, though. I think they're probably equal, if I'm being honest with you. Ooh, it's tricky. We'll come back to it. Iconic. Yeah, totally agree. Next up is Michael K. Williams. I'm going to put him in iconic. I mean, if you don't know who that is, he is in The Wire. He's in a number of films like 12 Years a Slave. He's in Boardwalk Empire, which is brilliant as well. Whoa. White Noise. That's a machine gun. That's a Tommy gun. You're shooting him with the... Wow. Same dude every time. I don't agree with that, actually. I think it's because the cadence of his voice is very like this. He talks like that a lot, which makes him appear that he's the same, but he's actually not. He talks like this, but he's a very different... Omar's coming. Marcus, I asked you similar and you gave a good answer for Matthew being better, that Leo couldn't do what Matthew did. And I did, didn't I, the other day? To be honest with you, Delano's films, I'm trying to bash through this list as fast as possible so we can get onto the good part. So when questions like that come up, I'm like, oh, what? Yeah. So yeah. Morgan Freeman's up next, and he's one of the greatest. This one is a bit contentious. I don't think she'll be in the list. Naomi Watts. I think she's overrated. She's an Australian British actress, or maybe just British. Fact check me, guys. I can't name a film where I think she's been incredible. So if you guys again want to defend her, please let me know. Happy to hear. But I don't think that she is or should be on this list at all. I think she should be in trash. It's not to say that she is a bad actress. She's not. She's a good actress. But in comparison to everyone else, guys, we're having a laugh here. And yeah, Mish. Someone else said hi, Mish. Someone else said The Impossible the other day as well. But what I said to that was, it's a good film, but there's not great performances in the film. There's good performances that help the film, but it's not really a great performance kind of film. I know there's a lot of tragedy and so forth, but it's more of an event film than a film with great performances. The film's moving at such a quick pace that it doesn't allow for moments of great performances, but she's good in it. I would put her in trash. And I'm talking about trash in comparison to this list, not trash in general. Mulholland Drive is a good film. I agree with that. And she's Aussie, yeah. But I think she was born in the UK and went to Australia. I know there's a bit of British there. Right, I'm going to do the do's, and I'm going to put her in overrated. No, I'm not. I'm going to put her in trash. Next up is Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman, anyone? No, do that again. Mish, do that again. Please, don't just barge in as well. Just stay in the chat. Stay in the chat. Your opinion is very valued. And yeah, jump in, say your piece. And that goes for anyone else who's kind of just watching. I do this a lot, actually. I kind of watch streams and I don't jump in on the chat. So I don't blame anyone who's just watching and not jumping in. You don't have to jump in. You can just be at home, do what I do, which is argue with myself. Portman is trash. Overrated. Wow. Overrated. Nothing since Black Swan. Overrated. Okay. Cohen, totally agree. Right. We're going to put her in overrated because you guys think that Natalie Portman's overrated. I don't think she's overrated at all. But if you guys think that, then cool. Right. Next up is what we've been waiting for all night, guys. We have been waiting for this moment all night long. Let's have some fun.
The Messiah. In fact, I think it's fucking boring. But your voice makes even a hack like Handel seem like a genius.
Right. So in retrospect, that seems kind of creepy, but it was fun back in 1997. So it's okay. Just pretend you're in 1997 and that scene is funny. Right now, in this day and age, unacceptable. Not allowed. 1997, hilarious. Ha ha ha. Right now, not so good. So I'm going to put Nicolas Cage in the greatest. Next up is next up is, I should know his name, Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti. Paul Giamatti up next. Cage's Cinema. He's very very memeable. I'm not gonna lie, I low-key love him, which is why he's in the greatest. Lady in the Water. for what? Paul Giamatti. Oscar worthy. Overrated. No, he's not. Behave yourself, Cohen. I know you don't like American actors, but behave yourself. Not overrated. You're having a laugh. Giamatti is better than Cage. I mean, by the metric of this list, now that I put Nicolas Cage in the greatest, everyone should be in the greatest. But yeah, ignore that for a bit. We'll come back to him in a bit. I'm going to put Giamatti in Oscar worthy. Right. Next up is one of the greatest ever, Paul Newman. Paul Newman, guys. This is a picture from the film Cool Hand Luke. If you've not seen Cool Hand Luke, 1968, I think. Incredible film. If you've not seen things like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Sting, The Hustler, even in Martin Scorsese's sequel to The Hustler, Color of Money, 1983, Tom Cruise, he is amazing in that too. One of my favorite actors ever. Maybe like my third favorite actor ever. Paul Newman is one of the greatest. The Verdict. Do you know what? So many people have said The Verdict is great, and I've tried to watch it 3 times now, and I just fall asleep. It's just so boring. But he goes into the greatest. Next up is Peter O'Toole, a person who I didn't think should be on the list purely because I've seen Supergirl. But that's not really a metric to judge anything by. So, what are we doing with Marco Polo? I think he is in Cars as well. I think so. What are we doing with Peter O'Toole? Because you guys really fought for him the other day. And Jay, you're a really big... Jay, would you say that Paul Newman is your favorite actor? Because I saw your review that you did of his film that he directed. And really good review, by the way. But you seem to know a lot of his films. Peter O'Toole is the man greatest. Oscar worthy. All right. I want to get rid of him, but you guys keep voting him in. So there he is. He's in Oscar worthy. Next up is the man, the legend. The man, the legend. You know what's going to happen here, guys. It's Philip Seymour Hoffman. Maybe my second favorite actor of all time. Maybe my third. Who knows at this point? I think Don Cheadle's in there too. But Philip Seymour Hoffman. My God. Issa, I think he's the coolest actor ever. But yeah. Yeah, I agree. I would give it to him straight away. I'd say he's the greatest. But we will do things properly. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro. Why are we even talking about Robert De Niro? There we go. Greatest. Ralph Fiennes. This one, I would put him in greatest, but I'm going to let you guys have a little chat and let me know which one he should go in. Ralph Fiennes. Arush, which person is that for? Is that for Philip Seymour Hoffman? Let me know. But yes, Ralph Fiennes. Ooh. Wow, Jay. Oh my God. Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes. Not Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes. Yes, for Hoffman. What we doing with guys? What we doing with Issa, I don't disagree with you. Oh, no, he's not Cohen. Anyway, we'll come back to that in a bit. Guys, what are we doing with Ralph Fiennes? Anything? We're going to do anything with him? We're going to leave him there? We need to put him somewhere. Are we still talking about De Niro? No, we're not. We are still talking about... Okay, all right. Well, let me do something with Ralph Fiennes in the meantime. Oscar worthy. Next up is Robin Williams. Oscar worthy. And after that is Sam Rockwell. Iconic. If you guys want to chime in with any of my choices here, let me know. He peaked at English Patient. He's pretty good in The Constant Gardener as well. You know? But Interesting. Okay. I guess peaked means his best. So I guess Constant Gardener is not his best. So maybe he did peak. Sam Rockwell, Oscar worthy. Any takers for Sam Rockwell, the greatest improv king with Robin Williams? We seem to have a lot of Oscar worthy for Sam Rockwell. So we're going to put Sam Rockwell somewhere. Where did I put him? Here he is. Iconic. He's going to move into Oscar worthy. Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson. I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger. Where are we putting him? Where are we putting him? Iconic. Do you think so? I had this little argument with you guys the other day as well. Kerwin, overrated. So you guys are not watching the right Samuel L. Jackson films. Obviously, he's got his Tarantino films where he's the best Tarantino actor, hands down. But then you've got things like Jungle Fever, where he got Oscar nominated, and he's basically just incredible. And there's moments, and I know he stars in a lot of trash, but there's moments where he's just untouchable. He's untouchable. Snake Moan, yeah, Long Snake Moan. He's brilliant in Long Snake Moan. Incredible. And I cannot put him in overrated. He is iconic, but I'm going to put him on Oscar worthy. It's about time Samuel got his Oscar love. Next up is Sean Penn, who I took out of the list. And I thoroughly regret doing that the other day because you guys were furious with me. You were furious. You actually hit me up with some facts. You were like, he started in this one, this one, this one, this one. And I was like, well, you know what, guys? I can't argue with your facts because you were hitting me with some real facts. So what are we doing with Sean Penn? You voted for him the other day. You kept him in the poll, so you better speak up now. So after all that, he's just iconic. Because if I had to go through a 10 minutes argument with you guys on Sunday, and then all he's going to get is iconic, then what have we done here? Moronic, that is so true. He did go. Sean Penn has 2 best Oscar wins more than De Niro and Pacino. That is not true. Actually, no. Is that true? I know Pacino's got 1, but De Niro's got 2 as well. No, he hasn't. Has he? Is that a fact? Help me out here, guys. Help me out. Is that true? Sean Penn is terrible. I honestly hate him. Trash. But NL, is that because of his personal views or is that because of his actual performances as an actor? Because I wouldn't call him trash, but I definitely wouldn't have him on this list. Now, that may not seem like it makes sense, but it does because, again, trash is based on everyone on this list, not trash based on everyone in the world. But he wouldn't have been on this list for me. Having said that, if he's got 2 Oscars, then the man deserves his flowers. He actually Oscar-worthy. 2 Oscars. Are you sure he's got 2 for Best Actor? Yes, he did. Harvey Milk in Milk and Mystic River. Am I right there? Are those his 2 wins? Or maybe he won one for going full R. Let me know. 1 for supporting. Oh, this is De Niro. Milk. Go on, help me out here, Kenny. Milk and what else? Milk. Am I right? Is it Milk and Mystic River? Ooh, I totally agree with you, Kevin. Mystic River. Yeah, I was right. Wow. Well, okay. Next up is ShahRukh Khan. So this is an example of an actor who maybe many people don't know about, or maybe you do know about him, but you haven't seen his films. I've probably seen 8 or 9 of his films. I think he's a fantastic actor, but I know Arish is not happy with this choice. But he's the only South Asian actor on the list, which is shameful. But he's the only one, so he needs to represent. So what? Oh, dearie me. He's not trash. Issa, I'm sorry. Listen, I can talk objectively because I don't watch. Well, I've seen a lot of Bollywood films, but I don't watch a lot of Indian films, generally speaking. So I can kind of step back and go, okay, is this guy a good actor? And in the films I've seen him in, he is brilliant. So I wouldn't call him trash. Wow. Oh dear. NL, Mystic River is a good film. It's a really good film. Wow. Okay. I'm not gonna. I just can't have it that the only South Asian actor on our list goes into trash. Because right now we've got a blonde woman. If I put him there, we've got a real problem here, haven't we? We've got a blonde woman and a South Asian actor in trash. Now, I'm definitely not woke, far from it, but I would feel uncomfortable if these two people were propping up our list. Now, I'm not saying we should manipulate the list to our advantage, so we don't look like we are, part of a Ku Klux Klan meeting here. But at the same time, I don't also believe that he's trash, and I don't think he's overrated. I'm going to put him iconic. Guys, if you don't know who this is the most successful Indian actor of all time. Of all time. It's factual. That is factual. If you guys, Issa and Arish, if you can tell me that he's not, then obviously I'll go with what you said. But as far as I know, he's the most successful in terms of box office of all time. So he's iconic. But let me know if I'm wrong about that. But I think that's a pure fact. So I can't put him in trash. Next up is Sidney Poitier, who is immediately Oscar-worthy. Next up is Song Kang-Ho from Memories of a Murder and from Parasite. Still talking about ShahRukh Khan. My Name is Khan. Yeah, I mean, My Name is Khan, that's not one of his best performances, but it's definitely his most accessible film. Sydney Goat, easy. Sydney, yeah, at least, yeah, I agree with that. I'm super late. You are, Jodie. You were boasting all day. Loads of comments, and then you're super late. But it's not quite super late yet because we still need to go through the tier list again and put the people in the right sections. That's when the fun's going to start. So we haven't quite got to the fun yet. But you guys who've been here since the beginning, big love. Honestly, big love. Kerwin, you came in way before the chat even started and became a member. So thank you very much for that. Is not all that. Yeah, I agree with that, Arish. Right. What are we doing with this guy here? I'm going to put him into Oscar-worthy. Next up is Tilda Swinton, who I'm going to also put into Oscar-worthy. We don't need to talk about Tilda Swinton. We know that Tilda Swinton is fantastic. Tom Hanks. Now, for me, this is a tricky one because he's definitely one of the most iconic. He's a bit similar to Jimmy Stewart. He's very iconic, but he's also an incredible actor. So what are we doing with Tom Hanks? William, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. And I agree with you, NL, as well. He's so good in The Host. He's so good in The Host. Tom Hanks, greatest. Cool, let's do it. Next up is Tony Leung, who was in that awful film, Marvel film. What's it called? That crappy one with the martial arts. Dreadful film. Terrible film. Overrated film. Shang-Chi. That's it. Thank you, Jay. What are we doing with Tony Leung? He's also in The Mood for Love. He's also in Infernal Affairs. He's also in the John Woo film with Chow Yun-fat, with that massive shootout in the hospital. So yeah, what we put in Tony Leung? Someone help me out here with Tony Leung. Help me out. What are we doing? Oscar worthy. Cool. No one else has said anything, so he goes to Oscar worthy. Next up is one of the great actors of all time. So Kurosawa, some names for you guys. Kurosawa and Mifune. Washington and Lee. Tarantino and Jackson. De Niro and Scorsese. These are a number of director-actor partnerships that have been ferocious over the years. They work so well together and they do so many films together. Maybe not so much Washington and Lee, or maybe yes, but the point is this actor is in The Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Yojimbo, and a bunch of other incredible Kurosawa films, and he is one of the most electric actors I've ever seen. When he's on screen, it just lights up. Incredible actor. Incredible actor. Thank you very much for that, NL, because I do agree with you. He's brilliant. But what we're doing, I mean, end of story. Up there, greatest. Mifune is fantastic. Isha, you're right. Fuqua and Denzel have done more than Washington and Lee. The only thing is, the things they've done together are shit. Oh dear. Next up is Vincent Cassel. He is in La Hun. And if I move my camera again, because I don't know why it's like that. If I move my camera again, you can see that La Hun is on my wall over there. So you know how much I love Vincent Cassel. He's also in Black Swan and Ocean's 12 and season 2 or season 3 of that amazing show, Westworld. Terrible show. So what we're doing with Vincent Cassel. He's also in Irreversible as well. What happened to the American accent? Well, Jodie, you've not come on. Well, I don't know if your name is Jodie, but thank you, Jodie. You've not been on. I've done so many different characters. I've done Christopher Walken, Samuel L. Jackson, and a few others as well. I haven't done Nicolas Cage yet. It's pretty hard to do Nicolas Cage, but I've done quite a few American accents tonight. Iconic for Vincent Cassel. Really? Okay. All right. You guys think he's in iconic? He goes in iconic. Next up is Viola Davis. Now, I don't know if you guys have seen my Zendaya or my review of Challenges that I posted yesterday. Earlier on in the stream, I had to make a public apology for my behavior because, quite frankly, I was very rude to Zendaya in my video. And, you know, all I can do is apologize yet again, Zendaya, for my awful words and calling you or saying you should retire and become a housewife. It's unacceptable. And yeah, you know, I shouldn't have done that. But the reason why I'm bringing up Zendaya is that wasn't her actually. That was Amy Adams. But let's talk about Zendaya. The reason I'm bringing up Zendaya is because Zendaya's recently starting to get my nerves. She has consistently put in performances where she's moaning, scowling, sulking, shouting over and over again. Why on earth does she keep doing that? So I said to myself, do I want to watch another Zendaya film, or shall she retire and become a housewife? And I'm thinking right now that she should retire and become a housewife because her and Tom have been together for a long time, and Tom is trying to push himself. He's on stage right now. He's playing Romeo in Romeo and Juliet in the UK, I believe. So Tom's pushing himself, and Zendaya is, I mean, even in Dune 2 and Dune 1, she's just playing an LA girl. She's not even putting an accent on. It's lazy. So And even in Dune 2, she's scowling for the whole film. So anyway, the reason why I brought that up is because Viola Davis does the same thing in all her films. I've not seen her play a cheery character to date. Maybe even in like Suicide Squad, she's scowling. I'm not a big fan, guys. Sorry, I'm not a big fan. But I'm gonna let you guys say your piece. Jay, I totally agree. Totally agree. Zendaya is channeling her. She's got a big ass. Yeah. Hoo-ha, hoo-ha. Zendaya. She's not a good actress. Okay, the point of my video is not to say she's not a good actress. The point of my video was to say that she is a good actress, but she keeps doing the same thing over and over again. So I just want to put that out there. I think she's a wonderful young actress who can do magnificent things, and I'm a bit worried that she's going to go down the wrong path. Oh, dear. You apologizing for real, or is it troll? I mean, I think my inner self is definitely apologizing to Zendaya because I do think she's very talented. I think my outer self is definitely trolling her. And I'm hoping that she breaks up with Tom Holland. Just kidding. Hope they get her forever and have babies and stuff. That'd be amazing. Zendaya is best at promoting. Anyway. I've taken us off. I've taken us off the point. My point was Viola Davis is I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, she hasn't got any charisma whatsoever. Kerwin, yeah, I agree with that. I don't even think it's direction. Well, I think it is. I think she's choosing directors who see her in a certain way and they want to keep her in a certain way. I'd love her to work with Tarantino. Tarantino would direct the shit out of her. Excuse my French. He would direct the shit out of Zendaya. I hope he uses her in his last film. He's got a TV show, maybe in a TV show. He would get a performance out of her that is just outstanding. I would love that. But anyway, Viola Davis, obviously, I'm not a big fan, but we're going to put her an Oscar worthy. I think she's got 2 Oscar wins. Someone can fact check me there if she hasn't got 2 Oscar wins, but I believe she does. If she's only got 1, I'm going to put her down to iconic. Next up, looks like the back of someone's head. I think it is the back of someone's head. In fact, there's 2 pictures here of the back of people's heads. And I think I know why that is. We're going to leave them there. That's to do with the day job. But we'll leave them there. Next up is Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe. I know, Kenny. It's looking ominous. At least that's why I started earlier tonight, because I thought this is going to take a long time. I'm hoping the next thing we do, the next chat we do, it's just going to be freewheeling, and I'm going to let you guys come on and have your say as well. I'm going to work out to get you guys on and have your say as well. We can talk about films, just kind of freewheeling. So I'd have to do a 3-hour stream. Dafoe is top tier actor, not top toe. Change screen. No, I won't change screen. Listen, I have to apologize to Zendaya, and I believe that she should stay there. And also, I've got the mistake of putting the 2 pictures on the tier list that I need to erase somehow. And I need to work out how to do that. So until I do that, I can't change the thing. Dafoe, greatest. Are we putting him in greatest? Really? Are we doing that? Greatest? Dafoe has 0 Oscars. He should have had a couple maybe, but he's got 0 Oscars. I know it's a mad world we live in, isn't it? It's a mad world. Greatest, really, for Willem Dafoe. You guys are not enjoying this Zendaya thing, are you? All right, she's gone. She's gone. Let's get up the old tier list, shall we? There we go. There you go. There you go. Ignore these two pictures here, guys. This is, ignore that. Or, you know what? I'll put them both in trash. There you go. Both in trash. You ain't got the answers. What's that from? Oscars are rigged anyway. Probably. But I do like the Oscars. Right. I'm going to put Dafoe and Oscar worthy. I don't think he's the greatest actor of all time. Okay. The last person here is William H. Macy. Yes, exactly. Ty from 99. Exactly. I mean, I loved William H. Macy from Fargo, Boogie Nights, Magnolia. I loved him from that era. That's when I really got into William H. Macy. And then I saw him in Shameless. Again, I was like, this guy is just unmatched. He's unmatched. His performances in Shameless are just incredible. And I forgot the name of the actress who plays Fiona Gallagher. She's brilliant as well. And of course, Lip Gallagher, who's now in the TV show The Bear. And he was in that most recent wrestling film. What a great TV show. One of my favorite TV shows ever. But anyway, William H. Macy, Oscar worthy. Totally agree. We have now completed phase 1 of the tier list. We're now into what I like to call the second phase of the tier list, which is where we're going to go through each person, just make sure they're in the right place. Now, this won't take a long time because after that, we're going to be left with this list here, the greatest. And then on the greatest, we're going to go through it and eliminate people. And what we did last time with the greatest directors was we compared their performances to each other and we eliminated and we found our greatest actor ever. We're going to do the same thing today. So without further ado, let's take a bit of an interval because this has been, you guys are amazing first and foremost. And honestly speaking, I couldn't have done this without you. And to show some appreciation, I'm going to hit you with this again.
What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Open my eyes! Eyes! Ah! Ah!
Yeah, incredible stuff. Right. Oh, righty. Phase 2. He is. See, you know what? Considering it's CGBs, he's done a really good job there. Guys and girls, let's save our arguments for the greatest here. I totally agree with you, Cohen, or we will be here all night long. Right. Let's do this. Guys, let's do this quickly. So, Diane Keaton, are we happy with her being in Overrated? James Gandolfini, are we happy with him being there? Joaquin Phoenix, should we move him up? Natalie Portman, Overrated. Really? Leon, Black Swan, Oscar winner. Joaquin Phoenix, Gladiator, and also The Joker, and also Her, and also The Master. Are we really keeping him overrated? Is that fair? Talk to me, guys. Just talk to me. That's all you need to do. Just talk to me. If you think someone should not be in a certain place, I am happy to move, or I can do it myself because I don't feel comfortable having Oscar-winning actors with such great performances and overrated. But let me know. Let me know. Diane Keaton, at least Oscar. I think it's too high. I'm going to put an iconic. Overrated. Vitaphone, if you're still here, this is your chance to argue for James Gandolfini. I don't like him being here, so we can easily move him. Joaquin Phoenix, guys. Natalie belongs in Oscar worthy. Totally agree. Let's put her there. So the only person left really is James Gandolfini and also the wonderful Joaquin Phoenix. Okay, a few of you are saying Gandolfini should be higher, so iconic. There we go. And that just leaves Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix. Portman has no business being mentioned. Being what? Being mentioned on the list or being mentioned being mentioned in that bracket? Let me know. Gandolfini's never overrated. Yeah, well, he's moved now, so he's iconic. I think that's probably the best place for him. Mr. Tony Soprano. Joaquin Phoenix was bad in The Joker. He wasn't. It's a terrible film, but he wasn't bad in The Joker. He's the only good thing in The Joker. Right. No one's defended Joaquin. No one has defended him. So he... Oh, there we go. Kenny, you've defended him. He's way too low, apparently. Anyone else for Joaquin Phoenix? Going once? Going twice? It's the last chance, guys. He's staying there otherwise. I'm defending him. Okay, cool. So I'm going to move him into iconic. Right. We have Alan Rickman. We have Angela Bassett. We have Diane Keaton again. We have... I don't think he should be in here. I think he should be higher, but Benicio Del Toro. We have the wonderful Chadwick Boseman. We have Christoph Waltz, Christopher Walken, Don Cheadle, Ellen Bernstein, F. Murray Abraham, either way. Emma Stone, who you guys maybe want to go higher. James Gandolfini, maybe goes higher again. We have Forrest Whitaker, Faye Dunaway, Harry Dean Stanton. We have Heath Ledger, who I think should stay there. We have Jodie Foster. We have Johnny Depp. We have Liz Taylor. And then we have Michael Shannon, who you guys may want to go down. And then Michael K. Williams, ShahRukh Khan, who's staying there. And Vincent Cassel. And then we have, again, Joaquin Phoenix. Guys, hit me up. Hit me up. If you want someone to move, say the name of the person and which tier they should go into. And I can quickly look at the information here. Otherwise, if you kind of have a conversation about it, I'll kind of lose track. So, for example, if you say, thank you, Jodie, and thank you, Jodie. If you say lower, I need to know where. And then I can kind of tally it all up and move people up. But if you just say their names and say up one, you can say up one or one down or whatever, but it'd be a lot better if you just said what tier they should go into. So thank you, Jodie thinks Chadwick should be in overrated. Hold back on that for a minute. We should only upvote until we reach the greatest. You might be right, Cohen. You might be right. You might be right. But we don't want to get anyone wrong. So I'd rather just deal with it now, get everyone down and up, and then we can deal with that top line. Oscar-worthy Michael Shannon. Okay, cool. Anyone disagree with that? Had a few people say that he should be Oscar-worthy. So Viola Davis, overrated. Everyone overrated, basically. Really? F. Murray Abraham. Boseman down as well. Okay. Guys, wow. You want to move the Black Panther down. Okay. I thought we can give the man his flowers, you know. He's not here to defend himself, but you guys want him down. It's a tough crowd. Tough crowd. Here we go. Gandolfini and Shannon are being unfairly handicapped because they were on TV. No, so Vitaphone. So here's the thing with that, with Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon, for me, I've seen him in enough films to know that he definitely sits a league above Gandolfini. Gandolfini should definitely be in iconic. He's not overrated. He should definitely be iconic. Purely because, again, in the films I saw him in, I know that Jay said he saw him in that Castle film. I have also seen him in that film as well. And he's really good. But anyway, he's going to stay where he is. Oh dear. Jodie Foster's Oscar worthy. Yep, I agree. Totally. There we go. Oscar worthy. I think that's the last change, unless I can quickly read through these messages. Viola Davis is overrated. Nah. I mean, I'm not a big fan, but I know she's not overrated. Benicio Del Toro is too low. Oscar worthy at least. And cool. All right. So, hey, first and foremost, you did tell me how to pronounce your name in a comment earlier on. Can you tell me again? I think it was like Moana, but not Moana. It was Oana. Is that correct? I don't think so. So how I argued the Christopher Waltz case was, apart from his 2 performances in his Tarantino films, he has been not terrible, but not great in anything else. I can't think of a great performance in anything apart from his Tarantino films. So if you can defend him, I'll gladly maybe move him up. This is crazy. Again, countless actors and directors have rated him as a GOAT before he died. So Vitafun, are you talking about Gandolfini again? Let me know, because I think Iconic's pretty good. But if you think you should go higher in the drop, I'm not seeing the drop, unfortunately. Waltz is overrated. Yeah, I think he is overrated. Honestly, guys, I'm not the biggest fan. I love him in Inglourious Basterds. I love him in Django. He's brilliant. But apart from that, what are we doing? The greatest color acting in Fences beats Denzel Washington. That's a great argument there, Arush. GC was good in Enough Said too. Okay, guys. All right. Okay, all right. Looks like Mr. Gandolfini's going to win this whole competition because he's going up again to Oscar worthy. Right. So I think I'm happy with that. Oscar worthy, my favorite human in the world. Amy Adams, Ben Kingsley. This is a man called Brian Cox. We have Kate Blanchett, Christian Bale, Edward Norton. This person is Frances McDormand, Gene Hackman. This is Sam Rockwell, Jimmy Stewart, Dame Judi Dench, Juliette Binoche, Julianne Moore, Kate Winslet, Kevin Spacey, Sir Laurence Olivier, who probably should go down, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Nicholson, Matthew McConaughey. So we can have this debate now between McConaughey and DiCaprio if we push them up. And we have the wonderful Paul Giamatti. We have Peter O'Toole, who I didn't even want on the list, but somehow he's sitting Oscar worthy. We have Ralph Fiennes. We have Robin Williams, Sam Jackson, Sean Penn, Sidney Poitier, Tilda Swinton, Song Kang-ho, and Tony Leung, and Viola Davis, Natalie Portman, and this is Willem Dafoe, William H. Macy, Michael Shannon, Jodie Foster, and James Gandolfini. So talk to me. Spacey and great. Yep, I totally agree. There you go. Kevin Spacey's in great. Anyone else? Bale is definitely the greatest material. Okay, I'm going to put Christian Bale into the greatest material. Where is he? There he is. Anyone else? Anyone else? Kerwin, you think Spacey should be... Okay, I'm going to put, for the sake of the big shootout, and these two are going to be the first two in the shootout. We're going to put Matthew McConaughey, and we're going to put Leonardo DiCaprio, if I can find Matthew McConaughey somewhere. Yeah, we're going to put those two in the greatest. Gene Hackman, greatest. Just, guys, so you know, Gene Hackman's not going to win. So I don't think there's much point in him going up. It's a bit more fun with DiCaprio and McConaughey, but he's not going to win. So there's no point in moving him up. Is there? Ben Kingsley's not... Ben Kingsley, Olivier O'Toole, and Macy down. Ooh. Kevin Carter. Blanchett goes into greatest. I mean, she could win, so I'm happy to move her up. She wasn't even on the list until I put her in earlier on. Yes, so you know, just saying. Gold is one of the worst movies. To this day, I don't know what the hell happened in Gold, because I was in a trance watching it. I was like, is this film going to start? And then 2 hours went. I was like, oh, it's over. What happened? Terrible film. He's been in a few terrible films, especially lately as well. So I'm happy to argue that. Sean Penn and his 2 Oscars got ignored. It didn't, because he's sitting in Oscar worthy, right? No? There he is. Issa, do you think he should be in Greatest? Because I don't think he should be in Greatest. Peter O'Toole is a better actor than Tom Hanks. I would move O'Toole up and Hanks down. Ooh, I don't agree with that. I don't think he is a better actor than Tom Hanks. So, guys, are we here? Are we here? Because I'm happy to stick here. I'm not moving Peter O'Toole up. I would barely like him on this list. Peter O'Toole, guys, help me out here. You did this on Sunday as well. Tell me the films he's been in and tell me his best performances. And if you can tell me that, then I'm happy to move him up. But aside from that, I don't need to move him up because I don't think he's been in enough quality films. So help me out. You know what, Jay? Let me have a look. I don't think so, though. So there is two women in the trash tier, purely because these two women here are hair models, and I've put them in the tier list by mistake from my day job. So yeah, but we've got Naomi Watts in trash, which is not a good look for us, really. We should probably put someone else in there. I think one person is going to end up in trash, and I think you guys know who it is as well. But anyway, that's Naomi Watts and two hair models. Needs more women. Jay, do you think the top tier needs more women? Do you? Okay, cool. All right, guys, we are moving into the last phase, which is the greatest phase. And to kick this off, we're not going to have an interval. We've had an interval in everything so far. We'll not have an interval this time. We're going to go straight into the tier list. And what we're going to do, we're going to argue McConaughey versus DiCaprio. So how we're going to do this is we're going to pick out their best performances, probably their best performance against their best performance. So let's do this now. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. So, ooh, this is a great shout, Sammy. I wish you were here on Sunday because, oh my God, Mickey Rourke. That is, guys, how have you missed out on Mickey Rourke? Anyway, I think we did discuss him on Sunday, actually, or maybe we didn't. Anyway, right, best performances ever. I'm going to choose, I've not seen Killer Joe, unfortunately. Yeah, we missed out, didn't we, Jay? Mickey Rourke. He should definitely be on this list. That's shambolic of us. Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to pick out, I don't think Avatar. I don't think Aviator is his best performance. I think that was kind of DiCaprio still trying to prove to everyone that he wasn't a kid. And you can even hear in his voice, he still sounds really young. And he's okay in it, but he's trying really hard. Will you marry me? Will you marry me? Very, very try-hard performance. All right, best McConaughey, True Detective versus Wolf of Wall Street. I think Wolf of Wall Street is DiCaprio at his best. I think it allows him to be a bit fun. He's really having fun with the role. He's really powerful in it. Like there's some really dramatic scenes. He's doing everything. And it's effortless. It's his best performance by far. By far. He's not trying too hard. He just hits the beats every single time. And it's probably one of the only films where he's being a villain. I can't think of another film where he's being a villain. So yeah. And then I don't think he was good in Irreverent at all. I don't think he was good in Irreverent at all. I think the most range he's shown is Wolf of Wall Street. So McConaughey in True Detective is really good. I know it's a very iconic performance, but I don't think that's his best performance. I think it's very loose and lucid performance. I think I really enjoyed him in Dallas Buyers Club. I think he really pushed himself to the limit. And if you look at the trajectory of his Reconnaissance, it kind of started off with True Detective, and it went up and up and up, and it went to Dallas Buyers Club, and that was his peak, and that was his best performance. And I think he kind of, I think he was a little better than DiCaprio in that film. Okay, wait, listen to my argument. Matthew beat DiCaprio in his best performance of Wolf of Wall Street in that 5 minutes. It's a good argument, but I don't agree. I think DiCaprio destroys him. I think DiCaprio destroys everyone apart from Jonah Hill in that film. So I don't agree. I think Margot Robbie is fantastic in that film as well, and I'm quite critical of her, but she's really good in that film. Yeah, Okay, here's how we're going to do this. McConaughey's got more performances that are of a higher standard than DiCaprio, so he can stay. Right, next up is McConaughey versus Cate Blanchett. So for me, I'm kind of running a blank on Cate Blanchett's best film. So guys, help me out. What is Cate Blanchett's best film? And also, we officially have the most viewers ever on this channel in a stream so far with this stream today. So guys, give yourselves a little pat on the back. And everyone who's in here right now, this is for you. It's for you. That's for you. White Noise. So he's got a stronger filmography for sure, but he hasn't got better performances, which is what we're talking about. I do agree with this. But you guys need to let me know what's her best performance. Yeah, guys, it's only 22 likes. Come on, hit that like button, and I'll do some American voices for you. I'll do Walter White and Jesse again. I know you guys love that one. Mr. White. Yes, here we go. Blue Jasmine, incredible performance. Mesmerizing performance. Woody Allen film. She goes from she's playing a character who's got mental health issues, but you don't know it throughout the film because she's so cogent, and then she'll be wildly inconsistent. It's a brilliant performance of wonderful depiction of mental health from Cate Blanchett, and it does beat out Dallas Buyers Club. And I wanted to do that from 10 minutes ago. So goodbye, Matthew McConaughey. Right, we're not going to be ridiculous and put Cate Blanchett against Mifune, are we? Because I know how that's going to end. Well, you know what? Let's do it because if people are going to go, they're going to go. It doesn't really matter who they go to; they're going to go. So let's just put Mifune up against Cate Blanchett. Let's do it. What are we thinking, guys? So the best performance of Mifune for me is Rashomon, closely followed by his performance in Seven Samurai. And then again, we're putting her performance in Blue Jasmine up against his performance in Seven Samurai or Rashomon. And Kenny, Japan always wins. McConaughey is trash tier. We just had like a 20-minute debate on DiCaprio versus McConaughey, and he won, and now he's going into trash. Wow. I mean, Jay, it's disappointing because I do want there to be more female representation, but there are some really strong female representation in here. So she's gone. Right, next up is Tom Hanks versus Mifune. So we have the incredibleness of Philadelphia, Saving Private Ryan, and of course Forrest Gump. And who can forget Big? He's really good in Big. And then we've got, of course, the films I just mentioned for Seven Samurai and Rashomon. Yeah, Vitaphone totally is a bit arch. What do you mean by arch? I was going to say, I thought you said his performance has an arc. What do you mean by arch? I would love to know. I've not seen Bosom Buddies. Is that another 80s comedy Tom Hanks movie? Because he's got loads of those. Blue Jasmine did not suck. Come on, man. Mifune wins. He does win. He does win. He does win. Yeah. What, against Tom Hanks? Oh, Tom Hanks for the win. Ooh, against Mifune. Tom Hanks against Mifune. Jay, you're forgetting about Money Pit as well. Don't forget Money. What about what's that mermaid film? Splash. Incredible stuff. Mifune for the win. Mifune for the win. Mifune over Hanks. We love Tom Hanks, but Mifune wins. There's lots of Mifune in here. I will be back and hope. Mifune. High and Low. Oh my God. Receipt. Oh my God. So they're remaking that film with. So we were talking before about directors who work with actors a lot. So Spike Lee and Denzel Washington are remaking that film right now. So it's not even a rumor. Right now, as we're on this stream, they're on set remaking High and Low. What the F? Do not do that. Well, they're doing it already. Right. Tom Hanks is going to go into Oscar worthy. Oh, I can't do this. I can't put Mifune up against De Niro. I'm not going to do that. Right. Let's keep it a bit fun. Let's go Hoffman versus Anthony Hopkins. Dustin Hoffman versus Anthony Hopkins. Okay. So Dustin Hoffman's best performance is definitely either Midnight Cowboy, The Graduate, or Rain Man. And who else did I say? Anthony Hopkins is definitely Silence of the Lambs. It's even though you guys keep saying Remain of the Day. I don't think so, but I'm happy to argue that as well. But we have got Hoffman versus Hopkins. I see. We're learning things tonight. So yeah, Hopkins versus Hoffman. Hopkins, no debate. I disagree thoroughly. Hoffman. Little big man. Lenny. Yeah, he's good in Lenny as well. You know, Hoffman's got way more incredible performances than Hopkins. It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. He's actually on this list as a real underdog in the sense that he's got some really big hitting films, guys, like performance-wise. Hopkins goes. Right. I'm going to put Gary Oldman, your favorite, up against another one of your favorites. I'm going to put Oldman up against... This is a bit of sacrilege here. I'm going to put Oldman against Daniel Day-Lewis. The two 80s British actors. Let's do this. I'm excited for this one. Gary Oldman, Daniel Day-Lewis. Leon, what's that crappy film where he played the Prime Minister? Batman. But yeah, Oldman versus Daniel Day-Lewis. What are we going to do, guys? This is going to be fantastic. I drink your milkshake. I drink your milkshake. What are we doing, guys? Or are we going to go, everyone? What are we doing? Vasitas, I know. That's why I did it. Because I'm tired of the Gary Oldman love. I'm sorry. And also, guys, just to remind you of the Oscar list, the winners, Daniel Day-Lewis has 3 wins from 6 nominations, which is just insane. Meryl Streep has 3 wins from 21 nominations. Just to remind you. Room with a View. Jay, you keep mentioning Room with a View. Is it really that good? I can't stand period dramas. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Fell asleep during that. Oldman, Sylvia. The only reason why Oldman has a better filmography is because Daniel Day-Lewis literally has like 10 films on his filmography. That's the only reason why. But even then, if you pick out the best films and compare the best films, he doesn't, because we have There Will Be Blood, I Drink Your Milkshake, and we have My Left Foot, and we have a bunch of other films that I can't remember. But he's even in Gandhi. So I don't know necessarily if that's true. Oldman in True Romance is good. Agreed. Oldman is more versatile. Lewis is just a genius. Yeah, totally. I mean, Lewis typically... Oldman is the poor man's Nick Cage. Okay. I don't even know what to say to that. What would hurt more if either actors were... that's a good question. What would hurt more if either actors' films were erased? The filmography was erased. I think purely for There Will Be Blood, I'm going to say Daniel Day-Lewis, and My Left Foot, Daniel Day-Lewis. I don't care if Dark Knight, Batman Begins, and because those are the main ones that come to my head. Leon, I'd be upset, but not more upset than There Will Be Blood. So DDL, goodbye, Mr. Oldman. Right, we're going to move on from DDL because he's going to dominate a lot. We're going to do Javier Bardem versus Christian Bale. Christian Bale versus Javier Bardem. Javier Bardem. Talk to me, guys. So with Javier Bardem, we have a beautiful Spanish film of the name I cannot remember, but I'll remember it in a minute. We also have his Oscar-winning performance in No Country for Old Men, which is what you guys probably know him from. I'm not saying you guys don't know films, by the way. I'm just saying that's his most famous performance. He's better in other films, but he's really good in that film. And then we also have the brilliance from Mr. Bale. Do you know what? It's not Beautiful. It's another one, and I did a video about it. He's paralyzed, and he's trying to get the right to take his own life. But I forgot the name of the film. Bale any day. Really? The Sea Inside. Thank you, Jay. The Sea Inside. Oh, you really? Really? Bale beats. Really? Okay. All right. Any other takers on Bardem? Any other takers on Bardem? But say it with yourself. Oh, dear. Any other takers for Bardem? Wow. Bale looks like he's going to win. I'm happy to say going once. Going twice. Anyone else? No. Okay. And Vitaphone, you think? Okay. I totally don't agree with that at all. I think Bardem should be one of the last men standing, but okay. It's your guys' tier list. Right. Next up is Marlon Brando versus Morgan Freeman. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. We have On the Waterfront, The Godfather, Apocalypse Now versus Shawshank Redemption, Seven, and I think he won an Oscar for that boxing film. I think that's his only Oscar as supporting actor in $1 Million Baby. What we doing? Brando, and The Sea Inside. I saw maybe half that movie. What a bore. I simply cannot agree with you, sir. Simply cannot agree with you. In terms of filmography, Brando wins. Does he? Yeah, I guess so. Godfather. And Apocalypse. Yeah, I guess so. Freeman. Oh, Anna. You're the only person who said Freeman so far. Freeman. Guys, he played God in Bruce Almighty. He played God. And he did it so well. So, guys, What we doing? Is Street Smart the film when he's a high school teacher? Is that the one, Jay? Brando easily, not easily. And I don't think he was the original method actor. I think that was James Dean, but someone can fact check me on that. I think it was James Dean. Again, just fact check me if I'm wrong. I'm not here to say I'm right about everything, but I think I might be right about that one. Right. Okay. So Morgan Freeman. He's free. He's free. Morgan Freeman is free. Gone. All right. Thanks, guys. Next up is Meryl Streep versus Jack Nicholson. I don't like Brando that much. He's overrated. Wow. Christopher Reeve. I think I've seen a couple of clips from that. Yeah. So. Oh, Adush. Don't be a party pooper, Adush. Nicholson versus Meryl Streep. We're nearly there. We're nearly there, guys. We're getting so close. I reckon we got another 20 minutes and we're done. Streep versus... I love Streep, but Jack. Ooh. That's the one. Leaning on me. Yeah, high school teacher. Yeah, guys. Streep versus Nicholson. What are we doing with that? So we have Sophie's Choice, we have Devil Wears Prada, we have The Deer Hunter, and a bunch of other great performances. They both have 3 Oscars, I think. I'll double check that right now. Or maybe not. But anyway, regardless, they both have a bunch of Oscars, and they are both hugely talented. So what are we saying? What are we saying, guys? Jack Nicholson has 3 Oscars out of 12. She has 3 out of 21, if that matters to you. Nicholson. Jay, I kind of agree with you here. But I can see why you guys also say Nicholson. Yeah, this is the reason why he might win. Cuckoo's Nest, Last Detail, Chinatown, all in a row as well. Oh, that's a Meryl Streep is a big hitter that we've just lost. But I'm happy to do that. If that's what we're doing, we're doing it. Right, Streep's gone. Next up is Kevin Spacey versus Nicolas Cage. Kevin Spacey, Nicolas Cage. Now, before you guys vote for this, Nicolas Cage, I know I've put some videos up of him, and I know it seems like I'm ridiculing him, and I kind of am, but the guy, when he's good, not many can touch him. Not many can touch him. When he's good, and I'm being wholly honest here, not many people can touch Nicolas Cage. He is outstanding. At his best, he's outstanding. Exactly. And not just that film. There's so many examples where he's just incredible. Like the recent film Pig, I don't like it, but he's so good in Pig. That's how good he can be. When he gives a shit, he is outstanding. So just putting it out there. But then Kevin Spacey is just incredible too. Ooh. Guys, are we saying Nicolas Cage is going to beat Kevin Spacey? What are we doing with that? Ooh. Cool. Kevin Spacey is gone. So do you think should we put Kevin Spacey in trash? What should we do with Kevin Spacey? Trash? I know it's a rogue choice, but... And you know what, Pan? I totally agree with you. I love Kevin Spacey. I really do. but he's gone. Right. Right, let's do this one. Philip Seymour Hoffman versus, I'm sorry, Christian Bale, but it's time. Philip Seymour Hoffman versus Christian Bale. Now, don't get this wrong. I love me some Christian Bale, especially in The Fighter. I always say this. The Fighter, he just went to a next level. Everything else, I always feel like he's trying a bit too much. I loved him in Ferrari versus Ford because he was really kind of chilled and he wasn't trying too hard. But I feel like up until the point that he won his Oscar in The Fighter, he was always trying way too hard for me. Even like American Psycho and stuff like that. I was a Machinist. I always felt like he was trying way too hard. And then, you know, he won his Oscar, and deservedly so. Hoffman. Are we doing Hoffman then? There we go. Oh, someone said Bale. Who said Bale? Sagnick. Bale. You're the only person, though, so he's gone. Christian Bale is gone. Right. Should we get squeaky bum time, guys? I'm trying my hardest to keep her in here. Katharine Hepburn. But I've got a feeling it's not gonna work much longer. Right. Kuhan Luke himself, Paul Newman versus Al Pacino. Let's do it. Al Pacino versus Paul Newman. I mean, I'm a huge Paul Newman fan, but it's kind of conclusive, isn't it? Kind of conclusive. If we're talking about best actors, then, I mean, don't get me wrong, Paul Newman is an incredible actor, but it's game over, really, isn't it? What is this? What? I had to double take there. See Pacino. Dunkachino. He's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. There we go. Gone. Paul Newman, you're gone. And I'm a big fan, but you're gone. Right. Should we do some Denzel Washington? Denzel Washington versus... Oh, it's getting a bit tight in this room. Versus, let's do this. Versus Dustin Hoffman. Bale over Pacino. Are you smoking crack? Are you smoking crack, my friend? What are you talking about? No chance. I think Godfather 2, his performance in Godfather 2 is maybe top 3 best performances ever. I cannot say the same of Christian Bale. He hasn't got any. He's maybe like top 20 best performance ever for Christian Bale. He's smoking crack. Right. What are we doing? Denzel Hoffman. Denzel Hoffman. He's really good in Training Day, but he's even better in Malcolm X. But he's really good in Training Day. And Rositas knows what they are talking about. Look at that. Denzel has the weaker movies. Hoffman, but it's not about movies. It's about performances. It's not about movies. It's about performances. And if you look at Denzel in the, oh my God, what's that film called? Someone said Glory. If you see him in Glory, if you see him in Malcolm X, if you see him in, I think his best performance is in The Hurricane, actually, which is 1999. Another, again, best year for films ever. Hurricane. Incredible. It's actually directed by Barry Levinson, I think, or Norman Jewison. And then, Training Day, it's Denzel for me, but who knows? Flight killed it. Flight killed it in a good way or bad way? Remember the Titans? Yeah, he's good in that. These matchups are so good. They are, aren't they? They are so good. This is maybe the best matchups we've ever had. Even with the directors, it was more. Directors was a lot easier. This is fun. So yeah, we're not doing films. We're doing performances. So yes, he was great in Kramer versus Kramer, Rain Man, The Graduate. Totally agree. But then if I compare that to Malcolm X, Glory, Training Day, The Hurricane. Oh, it's game over, isn't it? It's game over. Someone said something very interesting here, and I've lost it. It was NL. NL said something very controversial, which I actually agree with. Training Day was terrible. So I wouldn't go as far as to call it terrible, but I do think it's overrated. I do think that. Totally agree with it being overrated. Right, Dustin Hoffman is gone. So it's time for Mr. De Niro to step on the stage. And shall I do it? Shall I actually? No, not yet. Not yet. We're going to go with John Cazale. And we're going to put John Cazale up against Katharine Hepburn. John Cazale versus Katharine Hepburn. Just so you know, guys, if you've just joined the stream, Katharine Hepburn has the most Oscar wins ever. She's got 4. I think she got 4 in 16 or 4 in 12 or something. I think it's 4 in 12. 4 in 12. Most Oscar wins ever. Ever. Male, female, dog, cat, them, they, alien, human. The most Oscar wins ever. Just saying. Yep. It's everyone's. I think it's a hard hit on the Catherine. And again, I've not actually seen any Hepburn films myself, but I can't sit here and tell you that 4 Oscar wins is anything to be sneezed at. And she's just, I don't want to use the word iconic because then we can put her in iconic, but we can't sneeze at that. So John Cazale. And I think this is fine for him to move into Oscar worthy. He just didn't have a long enough career, even though his short career was incredible. Right. We are looking good with this line here. We're going to go back to, we're going to go to Isabelle Huber, and we're going to stick her up against, we're going to stick her up against, it's getting really tight in here, guys. I don't want to do this, but we're going to stick her up against Philip Seymour Hoffman. Isabelle Huber versus Philip Seymour, the legend Hoffman. Let's do this. If anyone doesn't know the works of Isabelle Huber, she is in a film called Elle, which is, she got nominated for an Oscar for that, I think. Yes, she did. Directed by Paul Verhoeven, the Dutch director. I think it came out in 2018. And fact check me on that, please. And also she's in Piano Teacher and a bunch of other films. And she's fantastic. And then we have the legend of Philip Seymour Hoffman, who, hey, I mean, Godzilla, you said it best here. Like, honestly, the guy just wow. But if I'm taking my personal feelings away from it, Huber is a better actor. And it's not even close. And that says a lot, because I think Philip Seymour Hoffman is one of the greatest actors ever, which is why he's in the top tier. But Huber destroys him. She destroys him. If you've not seen her films, you probably won't know what I mean. But she destroys him. And he's brilliant in Happiness as well. He really is. But you guys seem to think that Hoffman should win. And I think it's purely down to the fact you've not seen her act. But if it was down to me, if it was my tier list and not our tier list, Huber would be left with one of these other actors. And she'd be fighting it out with one of these other actors. Maybe like a Daniel Day-Lewis or something. You guys need to check out our films. You really need to check out our films. Because she is just incredible. I'm not sure if she's redhead. She's more kind of maybe, it's kind of like a golden tinge more than anything else. Yeah, thank you, Jodie. I totally agree. I just, I'm not sure if I agree with that. But I do agree that Huber is a better actor than Hoffman, which may mean that I have to veto your guys' votes. I may have to veto your votes, guys. Let me know. Will you be offended if I veto your votes? Let me know. And can someone let me know if you've even seen Huber act? Because if you've not seen Huber act, but I guess that's irrelevant, isn't it? Because then I could just make her win because you guys haven't seen her act. So I guess it's irrelevant. I may have to do what I must, but she's going to lose then because I can't keep pushing her through. Yeah, that's the thing, Kenny. You're absolutely right. I can't. If I did that, then I might as well just pick the winner. That's not true. I don't want to lose Isabelle Huber. Okay, cool. All right. I'm putting her here though. Right. We're gonna do this. We're gonna put Toshiro Mifune up against Marlon Brando. Brando versus Toshiro Mifune. What are we doing, guys? And NL, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Brando. Who else? Any other Brando takers? Any Mifune takers? What we doing? And also, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Do you see this little thing here? It says, we can't operate without you. Well, I can't operate without you. If you guys don't like my video essays, my streams, and so forth, we can't grow and we can't all become legends together. Because just imagine doing this stream with 3 million people all in the stream. It'd be terrible, absolutely awful. I wouldn't be able to read anything. It'd just be going. But just imagine that. We could change the world together. Mifune Yojimbo. Ooh. So what are we saying that? Are we saying that Brando's winning this? Mifune in my book from the limited amount of acting I've seen from them. Yeah, I agree, kind of. Do I? I don't know. It's a tricky one. But everyone's saying Brando. He was in Viva Zapata. He was indeed. All right. Mifune's gone. Okay. I'm going to put him over here, though. Right. Next up is... Should we rip off the Band-Aid? Katharine Hepburn versus Nicolas Cage. Let's rip off the Band-Aid. Katharine Hepburn, Nicolas Cage. Oh, dear. That's what you need to do, guys, on the like button. Do that. So, Nicolas Cage versus Katharine Hepburn. And she's got 4 Oscars. He's got 1 Oscar. Vitaphone, you're not telling a lie. That's an absolute fact. That's an absolute fact. Captain Astro, is that from The Rock? Is that from The Rock? You see, when it comes to films, I do know film quotes, but I'm better with like facts, so like years and random shit. But when it comes to quotes, I do know most quotes, but it's not my forte. My forte is linking 2 actors together. Was Kerwin? He's my kryptonite. Destroyed me. Cage is hysteria in his own. Are we actually doing Nicolas Cage over? Are we actually doing that over Katharine Hepburn? Although Kenny, you seem to think Hepburn should win. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? So I can move on. Because we're 3 hours in. And we're nearly at the end. We're nearly there. Hepburn or Cage? Cat is better. I've got 2 votes for Cat now. Got 2 votes for Cage. I need 1 more. He's a goofball sometimes, loves cinema. I think Vitaphone, in a roundabout way, you're kind of saying that you vote for him as well. Cage as well. Line in the Winter. I know. Oh. It is, you know. It actually is. Hepburn. Yep, I totally agree. Nicolas Cage. Okay, so should we put Nicolas Cage in trash then? That is what I was going to say next. Should we put Nicolas Cage in trash? For the bants of it. What should we do? Because I'm uncomfortable with Naomi Watts sitting in trash by herself. Because you know what? He doesn't care. Should we put him in trash? If he can't be the best, then he has to be the worst. That's how he lives. He's either the best actor in the world or the worst actor in the world. So in a Nicolas Cage film, do you ever see him put in a performance where you don't think that is incredible or that is absolute dog turd? So if he can't be the best, he should be the worst. And that's my logic here. You can't just sit in mid-range, overrated or Oscar-worthy. He needs to sit at the bottom.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
He has to. Come on, guys. Let's do it for Cage. Let's do it for Cage. Iconic. No, it's not enough. He needs to, I want to move her. This is what I want to do. I want to move her overrated. She is overrated. I want to get rid of these 2 people here, but I can't. And then I want to move him. I mean, it's completely irrelevant, but I'm going to move him here for now. And it's not, you know my logic. So you know what I'm doing here. So guys, what are we doing? What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Who's going to go next? We're going to do Brando versus Philip Seymour Hoffman. Brando. So Godzilla, we're going to do an underrated tier when we do the worst actors of all time. Brando versus Seymour Hoffman. What are we doing? Ooh. Really? He is the father of Kal-El. Hoffman better than Brando. Really? 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 Guys, this is like 50-50 right now. And I love how you guys just immediately just keep doing this, which is Godfather, On the Waterfront, Last Tango in Paris, Apocalypse Now. It's you can't argue with that. You can't argue with that. Oh, just really. Oh, Lord. It's a tricky one, this one. Yeah, Bootle Bad Boy. Bootle Bad Boy. That's a great name. With Liverpool shirt on as well. We're best friends now. Ooh. Yeah, you said, Jay, you certainly can't argue with this. With his earpiece in his ear. Hoffman is better. Yeah, but yeah, but I mean, that was a period of Brando's life where he just didn't give a shit anymore. We can't really count those films. And I totally agree with this. He's way more influential. Well, yeah, no, he is. I'm sure young actors now probably look at Philip Seymour Hoffman and are influenced by him. But as I said kind of towards the middle of the stream, Brando and James Dean changed the way that people act. And without Brando, there'd be no Pacino, De Niro, or Edward Norton. And that means a lot. And I've done a whole video on Philip Seymour Hoffman, but I can't sit here and put him as better than Brando. I can't do it. And thank you, Jodie. I get what you're saying, but that's not what we're doing. If it was most consistent performers, yes, but we're looking at the best performers. So, let's just do it this way. Has Philip Seymour Hoffman put in a better performance than Marlon Brando in The Godfather? He hasn't. Has he put in a better performance than Marlon Brando in On the Waterfront? He hasn't. So, by way of extension, he doesn't. He's not better. Simple as that. Ooh, can you just say yes? Sagnik, you say yes as well. Okay, tell me what performances. So if you guys think he's put in a better performance than Brando in The Godfather, which is arguably definitely like top 3 best performances ever, well, top 5 at least, what films has Philip Seymour Hoffman been in where his performance is better than Marlon Brando in The Godfather or On the Waterfront? Talk to me. I'm happy to have the argument, but I don't agree. No, not in Capote, first of all. Not in Charlie Wilson's War, but in The Godfather. Not in The Master. He's brilliant in the Master. He's the only reason why that film's good, because I don't really like that film. But wow, can't believe what I'm seeing. There's no chance that his performance in Better the Devil You Know, the Better the Devil Knows You're Dead, is better than The Godfather. What is going on? Boogie Nights. Guys, come on. Granted, these are incredible supporting performances. They're incredible supporting performances. And as I said, I've done a video on Philip Seymour Hoffman, but I just can't get on board with the idea that you're saying any of these performances are anywhere. They're not even anywhere close to On the Waterfront and The Godfather. And I love Philip Seymour Hoffman. Yeah, and A Streetcar Named Desire as well. Right, I think you guys are just trolling now. You're right. It's not the list of most influential. I agree with that. Totally agree with that. Guys. And I agree. No, supporting actor role is completely great. And I did say that before as well. I actually defended that. And I said, you can be an incredible supporting actor and still be the greatest actor of all time, which is why John Cazale was on the list. But, guy, like The Godfather is one of the greatest performances ever. Philip Seymour Hoffman hasn't got. Let me word this differently. He has put in some of the best performances ever. But if I'm doing a tier list of the best performances ever, The Godfather and On the Waterfront are very high. And Philip Seymour Hoffman is high, but he's not as high. This is exactly what everyone else is doing. This is exactly what everyone else is doing. I know you guys are doing this. Everyone is dying on the Hoffman Hill. They're all dying on Hoffman Hill because you're coming up with films and performances that are not even close to The Godfather or On the Waterfront. If you guys have not seen On the Waterfront, the guy is a powerhouse. He's a physical powerhouse. It's an incredible performance. And I'm not saying Philip Seymour Hoffman hasn't put in great performances. He has. But we're now down to like the last rungs. But and NL, I agree with you, but I don't want to just overrule you guys, because otherwise, what's the point? It should definitely be down to you guys. But I'm trying to steer you in the right direction. I just don't. Yeah, and I agree with this as well. Like, I agree with this as well. He's not even like, that's Brando at like 50% of his normal powers, and just incredible. And I know Philip Seymour Hoffman. Well, I don't know him, but I'm sure, based on what I've seen of him, was a very humble person, and he would definitely say Brando was better than him. In fact, De Niro, Pacino would say Brando's better than them as well. But I guess, they're just being humble. All right. Okay. All right. Totally don't agree with this, but we're going to do it. There he is. I'm going to put him just behind Isabella Huber. These guys should not be in this row, guys. These guys should still be up here, but it's all good. Right. So, all right, let's do this then. I want to see how far this love for Philip Seymour Hoffman goes. Philip Seymour Hoffman versus Jack Nicholson. I'm going to make this one quick. Philip Seymour Hoffman versus Jack Nicholson. The speculator. The speculation later. Is just speculation, or is it true? Because it doesn't surprise me. We'll talk about that in another stream, maybe later on this week. We'll have an open-ended chat where we don't have to do tiers and stuff. Philip Seymour Hoffman versus Jack Nicholson. Let's do this one quickly, because we're about to go on to the fun one. And Captain Astro, I totally agree. But we've moved on. I don't think Brando's going to win anyway, so I guess it's kind of irrelevant, isn't it? Philip Seymour Hoffman versus Jack Nicholson. It's peak Nicholson if his career. Not really. So what I'm going to do again is Jack Nicholson's best performance is in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Again, I would put it up there just underneath The Godfather by Marlon Brando. And I don't think Philip Seymour Hoffman hit that level, but he's closer. He's definitely closer to hitting that level than he was with The Godfather and Marlon Brando. So what are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? I've not actually seen that, Jay. I should probably watch that. So I think you guys are thinking Jack Nicholson. Cool. So Philip, you're gone. And I do love you. I really do. Right. We are going to do, there's a really fun one coming up. You guys know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm not doing it yet. Daniel Day-Lewis versus Jack Nicholson. Daniel Day-Lewis, Jack Nicholson. Ooh, my battery has died, I think. Can you guys can probably still hear me, but I'm going to have to change battery. So just keep on telling me in the chat who is who. Right. So it's looking like Daniel Day-Lewis is the one who wins, and Jack Nicholson is gone. So let's do that, shall we? Let's get rid of Jack Nicholson. Let's put him around about here-ish. And right. We are going to put Katharine Hepburn up against Denzel Washington. Oh dear. Denzel Washington versus Katharine Hepburn. What are we saying, guys? The next one's going to be extremely fun. Once we've kind of condensed, the next one's going to be the one that I've been waiting for all night. I don't hate that. I don't hate that. I mean, Brutal Bad Boy. I love Man on Fire, but I wouldn't exactly put that on his list of best performances. It's kind of what started off the whole Denzel action hero phase, which I don't particularly like. I mean, the guy's like 68 and he's going around punching people. Not very cool. Neither of them will win. They will. They will, because I've been here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. Someone's going to bloody win now. Denzel. Got to be diverse with this one. Well, we do, but the problem is we also need a woman. I feel like Isabelle Huber should still be on this list, but, you know, it's gone. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm going to move on. I'm not going to sulk like Zendaya. The reason why Jamie Foxx isn't on the tier list is because we took him off last minute when we did, we narrowed it down on Sunday because he shouldn't really be on this list. Right. So Denzel, Katharine Hepburn, she has the most Oscar wins ever, male or female, in just 12 nominations. And for that reason, I'm going to put her just behind Isabelle Huber. Right. Let's do this. Pacino versus De Niro. The big one, guys. Pacino versus De Niro. I've been waiting all week for this one, and it's about time it happened. Pacino versus De Niro. What are we saying about this one? Right, let's just argue this out. So the way I argued for Marlon Brando and continue to argue after that was that Kerwin. I was just about to go on a bit of a speech there, and you said that. And for that, you get this.
Russ, did you guys lose this game or did the Jazz win this one?
What?
That's what you get, Kerwin. Come on. Right. We're going to do this. So I keep going on about the best performances ever, or this and that and this. The best performance I've ever seen personally is Robert De Niro in Raging Bull. That is the best performance I've ever seen in my whole life. It's electrifying. And then I think maybe the second best is maybe Al Pacino in Godfather 1 or Godfather 2. But anyway, the point is, these guys are elite. They are absolutely elite. And I'm really, the only way we can narrow this down is by going, we do now have to say, okay, so who's got the best performances as opposed to who's got the best performance, because they're very much neck and neck. So De Niro has got Taxi Driver, which is another one of the greatest performances ever. We cannot forget that De Niro's also in Godfather Part 2, where he plays a younger version of Marlon Brando and won an Oscar, and he learnt Sicilian for the role. And he is absolutely amazing in that film. Absolutely amazing. King of Comedy, yes. Another great performance. Pacino in Serpico and Dog Day Afternoon, incredible. But just like even that fact about De Niro in Godfather Part 2, learn Sicilian, Taxi Driver, he learned how to be a taxi driver, obviously. And then Raging Bull, he put on all that weight. They stopped filming so he could put on all the weight, and he looks like a different person. So yeah, what we doing, guys? Hoo-ha! Hoo-ha! Goodfellas. And again, let's not think about the bad films, because there's a lot of bad films. But let's Godfather Part 2 is De Niro's best performance that I've seen. Okay. I can't argue with that. I think it's very close between Taxi Driver, that film, and also Raging Bull. Even in Goodfellas, where he's not even the lead actor, but when I think of Goodfellas, I think of his performance. He's so brilliant. I have seen his performance in that, actually. White Noise. Both played the devil. De Niro was a better devil, yeah. Although Pacino's pretty good as well. Right. De Niro, Sagnick, nothing. De Niro. The Irishman, he pretended to be a much younger man. Yeah, he's not great in that. He's not great in that. Okay, so Kerwin, do you think who do you think overacts, Pacino or De Niro? Meet the Parents versus Any Given Sunday. Both great films. Both great films. It's looking like it's going to be De Niro. It's looking like it's going to be De Niro. But I'm going to put a bit of a curveball in your guys' direction. That was a prelude to this. We're going to put Washington up against DDL. So those two are going to stay there. Pacino and De Niro are staying there. Let's have a bit of a break of those two. DDL versus Denzel Washington. What are we doing? DDL versus Denzel Washington. DDL. Ooh. Goodbye, Denzel. Ooh. Oh, God. He is not overrated. He is fantastic. Heat is absolutely fantastic. This is, I mean, to me, this fight here between Denzel and DDL is just as good as Pacino versus De Niro. So I think we've done a really good job to come down to these two guys or these four, because wow, we have some titans here. There Will Be Blood, Gangs of New York. He's really good in Gangs. It's a terrible film, Gangs of New York, but he's really good in that. My Left Foot, Lincoln. He's a bit hokey in Lincoln for me. Phantom Thread. Oh yeah, Phantom Thread. I thought you meant Phantom Menace. Phantom Thread, yeah, but he's not great in Phantom Thread. He's good. In the Name of the Father, he's really good. Right. So what are we doing? I've got loads of Denzel. I've got loads of... It's kind of 50-50 right now. The British Robert De Niro takes out Denzel. He is kind of like the British Robert De Niro, for sure. Denzel, because of the carbon copy alone. It's obscure films. Malcolm X is amazing, but There Will Be Blood is supernatural. I would actually put There Will Be Blood and his performance in There Will Be Blood up against those performances I said of De Niro and Pacino. That's how much I rate that performance. But Malcolm X is not far behind. So here's what I'm going to do. Denzel Washington is going to come down here. And Isabelle Huppert is going to come. No, she's not. So we're down to three. We're down to three powerhouses, guys. Three absolute powerhouses. And to get past this, this is what we're going to do. We're going to put Al Pacino up against Daniel Day-Lewis. Al Pacino up against Daniel Day-Lewis. And by the way, if you're in the stream and you haven't hit the like button yet, hit the like button. If you don't hit the like button, then I'm afraid I have no choice but to do this to you. Exactly. So hit the like button. Right. Daniel Day-Lewis versus Al Pacino. Everyone thinks Daniel Day-Lewis. Ooh. Brutal Bad Boy also. I'm a huge Al Pacino fan. He was my favorite actor growing up. I've got his autobiography. But yeah. Spoon Gut Jew. That is definitely a threat. So hit the like button. The Italians need to go. Okay? All right. I don't agree with that, but sure. DDL over Pacino. DDL. Everyone DDL. Are you sure, guys? Okay, let me argue the case. So The Godfather Part 2, The Godfather Part 1, Heat, Scarface, Scent of a Woman, Donnie Brasco. He's so brilliant in Donnie Brasco. No one talks about his performance in Donnie Brasco, where he's the complete inverse. Like normally as a gangster, he's like very boisterous. In Donnie Brasco, he's so gentle and like he's so subtle. And if you look at his performance in Irishman, the guy was 79 in that film, maybe a bit younger. He's the best thing in the film. So are we that sure that we're gonna just arbitrarily just say that DDL is better? Just put in a spanner in the works a little bit here. Talk to me, guys. What do you think? Have I swayed you a little bit, or are we still going DDL? It is an average movie, but it's a great performance from him. DDL. Don't compare better films with actors. It's actor versus actor. Okay. No, agree. I don't think the film's great. It's a good film. It's not a great film, but his performance is what I'm talking about, and his performance is just subtle and wonderful and so unexpected. And I've not seen Daniel Day-Lewis do that, maybe apart from My Left Foot, but he's very aggressive in that as well. He's always maybe Phantom Thread, but I'm not a huge fan of that film or his performance in that film. So I think anyone could have performed in that film. I don't think he did anything special. But it seems like you guys have spoken. So let's do it. Al Pacino has gone down here. I'm going to put him just ahead of Denzel, just by little thin hair. And still, I've got Isabelle Huppert here, and I really want to put her up here, but I haven't got enough people to defend her, so there's no point. De Niro versus Daniel Plainview. What we thinking, guys? De Niro versus Daniel Plainview. And this is exactly what it is. British De Niro versus Italian Day-Lewis. Is the goat of goats. DDL is the final answer. Is it, though? My brother Jonathan Starr. Daniel Day-Lewis. De Niro for his range. Totally. Do I totally agree? I don't totally agree. But I kind of agree. Casino, Heat, Taxi Driver, King of Comedy, Cape Fear, Awakenings, Mean Street, Deer Hunter, Jackie Brown. Jackie Brown. Oh my God, he's so good in Jackie Brown. You know what? That one film, that's tipped me over the edge. For me, it's De Niro. That one film. His performance in Jackie Brown is just incredible. If you think about how he normally is in gangster movies, again, it's the Al Pacino thing. It's like boisterous and blah, blah, blah. And in Jackie Brown, he's just so soft and subtle and just the little inflections. You got Samuel L. Jackson sitting there talking about guns, rabbiting on about guns. And De Niro's there just nodding and he's doing so much with so little. So much with so little. And there's a scene where There's two scenes. There's a scene where he is getting really pissed off at Bridget Fonda, and in the car park, and she's saying, "You're stupid. You're stupid. You know, we're parking." And he's just getting more agitated, and then he goes and he shoots her, and he starts laughing about it. And you're like, this guy is just fucking sadistic. And at the end, when I don't want to spoil anything, but something happens to him, and he's just so pathetic. It was a great performance. I've not seen DDL do that. Just saying. You can't put DDL's performances versus De Niro's best performance. DDL wins easily that way. I don't agree, because I already said that De Niro's best performance is, or the best performance I've ever seen, is Raging Bull. And I would say Taxi Driver is not far behind. Neither is Godfather Part 2. Neither is Jackie Brown. Neither is Goodfellas. And there's way more films. I think he's putting more great performances than DDL. But again, it's down to you guys. Down to even Cape Fear. Yeah, brilliant in Cape Fear. He's a bit comedy bad guy, but he's good. King of Comedy, legend. Yeah, he's brilliant in King. He's everything that Joaquin Phoenix should have been. Marcus and guys like Vito should get veto votes, because I think DDL is the best, but he falls short with the film numbers. Yeah. Ooh. So Bootle Bad Boy, yes, I agree. He does have. So the difference, I'm not counting the bad performances. You shouldn't count the bad performances, because we're not talking about that. If we were, then Nicolas Cage would not have made it into the greatest. But the difference is Daniel Day-Lewis has retired twice, and he's not made many films. He's maybe made 10 films or 11 films. Maybe someone can fact check me on that. And yes, and this is a great point, Vitaphone. Heat, again, minimalistic, incredible. But De Niro, obviously, I mean, if you don't know what happened with De Niro, he has been divorced, I think, twice or maybe once, and he got into some financial difficulties over the years. And around about probably like mid-90s, late 90s, he started taking on, I think the first film he did that was a cash grab was Rocky and Bullwinkle. And he did it purely for the money. He's come out and said that he did it purely for the money. So there's a bunch of films from mid-90s or maybe late 90s till now where he's done them just for the money, like Bad Grandpa and stuff like that. He's just done it for the money because he needs the money. He also started the Tribeca Film Festival, and his film, I don't know if he started the film festival, but he started a company called Tribeca Films, I think. And he needed money for that as well, because I think they started to run out of money. So he just took on loads of cash grab roles. So that's why there's a lot worse performances, but the best performances is what we're talking about. So what are we doing, guys? Ooh, Jay, I've not managed to sway you. Where do you rank yourself for the tier list as an actor? Myself, I would put myself around about Oscar worthy. I can do a brilliant Walter White and Aaron Paul, and occasionally I can delve into some other characters too. So I definitely put myself in Oscar worthy. He sold out. He didn't sell out. He had to pay his bills. Kenny, good night. Don't worry, we're like towards the end of the stream. We've actually got loads of people in here. Well, in comparison to normally, we've got loads of people in here, especially at this time. So everyone in here, huge love. Hit the like button as well. Silver, oh my God, he's so good in Silver Lining Playbooks. And yes, he's incredible in comedies as well. Meet the Parents and others like Midnight Run. Midnight Run. Incredible in Midnight Run. If you guys have not seen, I'm sorry, There's no competition here, guys. The range of De Niro is way better, bigger, with way more punch than any actor on this list. The range itself. DDL is more subtle and natural in serious roles and loud acting. And again, we're not saying that DDL isn't a good actor. We're not saying that. We're saying that De Niro's better. My girlfriend said DDL. Well, that's it then, I guess. I guess I'll just bring De Niro down here. If your girlfriend said so. There we go. He sits right there. Goodbye, De Niro. I don't know what your girlfriend's name is, but she seems like a lovely lady, and she has decided the vote. Oh my God, Once Upon a Time in America. Oh, guys, it's not even close. It's not even close. I thought it was close. And then you guys have come up with so many other films where he's so subtle and beautiful. And no, Gary Oldman is not better than Oldman. Is a pro and a definite one. I can't say your name, but thanks for the comment. I think it's your first comment. Yeah, I mean, oh God, it's so easy now. It is. So yes, NL, it's not mediocre. It's actually pretty good, but he's really good. He's really good in the film. For God's sakes, his nickname is De Niro. Come on. So what we're doing, guys, what I need now is we've gone back and forth. Tell me, just type in De Niro or DDL, who you think should win, and I can calculate it based on that. That's all I need. I think it's De Niro myself. I'm going to put him back up here for a second. Sorry. I do need to do it. But what we're doing, DDL or De Niro, I don't even think it's close. Based on you guys have come up with some names of films that I just completely forgot about. It's not even close. De Niro, hands down. And I think Isabelle Huppert as well, but you guys got rid of her, so there we go. Okay, De Niro, De Niro, De Niro, De Niro, De Niro. De Niro kills it. Any DDLs? You should put a poll in the chat. I don't know how to do that, actually. I don't think I know how to do that. Or maybe I do. Oh, I can create video highlights here. That's pretty good. Oh, no. Nice. Just looking at the... learning so much tonight. Yeah, I don't know how to put a poll in the chat. I don't think you can put a poll in the chat. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you can. But yeah. DDL, DDL, DDL. DDL didn't do 30 films. He would have done exceptionally. That was his choice. Dark Horse, Nick Cage, 8 million leads. Yeah, not even Dark Horse. He's got the gravitas. I like polls. Robert, it's looking like De Niro has won. And if anyone can tell me otherwise, let me know. But just remember, guys, this is not like, it doesn't make DDL a bad actor. It just means De Niro is a better actor. I'm thinking it's going to be Mr. De Niro. Right. Whilst I, no, let me just do it now, actually. Right. How's this looking for you guys? How's this tier list looking for you guys? Before we conclude, because there's nearly 4 hour stream. So how's this looking for you guys? Right, so at the bottom, we have a hair model and a hair model, which is my fault. And hello, leftover lover. Cohen, I thoroughly disagree, but I'm glad that you have that thought. But I do thoroughly disagree. I think he would probably end up somewhere around about the iconic or overrated range. He'd probably be sitting here next to Chadwick Boseman and Naomi Watts. So at the bottom, we have Nicolas Cage and 2 women who are hair models. Don't ask why. And there's overrated Chadwick Boseman and Naomi Watts. In this iconic section, we have a bunch of actors who I think are very much where they should be. Oscar worthy has a huge amount of actors. Huge amounts. But just to kind of cap it off, I'm going to say De Niro is number 1. Daniel Day-Lewis is number 2. Isabelle Huppert is number 3. Now, you guys can probably fight me on that one. So let me know if you want to fight me on that one. Pacino is 4. Denzel Washington is 5. Katharine Hepburn is 6. By the way, just to say it again, she got the most Oscar wins ever out of anyone ever in the history of Oscars. Marlon Brando is number 7. Philip Seymour Hoffman is number 8. Do you want to move him up? I know there was a big clamor for him earlier on. Toshiro Mifune is number 9. And then Jack Nicholson is number 10. That is the top 10. I want to fight about Nicholas. No, so the theory with the Nicholas Spoon-Gut, I'm just going to say Spoon-Gut, is that he can't be the best, so he's definitely got to be the worst. And that's kind of how he lives his life, right? He lives on the edge. So I think it's best that he sits down here with 2 hair models. Depp, Oscar worthy. And yeah, this is, I mean, Mickey Rourke for sure should have been on this list. That was a big oversight. In fact, you know what? Let's put him in. Let's put him in. And then we're going to wrap up. And if you guys think, that top 10 should be rejigged a little bit, let me know. But for me, I'm pretty happy with that. I would have Isabelle Huppert as number 1, but you know, I can't have everything in life. I've already got Amy Adams. What else does a man need? And there is Mickey Rourke. Where is Mickey Rourke going to sit, please? Do you know what, Cohen? Okay, so what we're going to do, Cohen, I'm going to leave this on screen. Just remind me before we leave. I really want to talk about this. Andy Serkis, nah. Edward Norton overrated, nah. Where is where is Mickey Rourke going to sit? And then we're done with the tier list, and I'll speak about Cohen's question, and we'll move on. Where should I'm not going to put him in trash because Nicolas Cage can be there alone. So where are we going to put him? I mean, it'd be really sad if I just put him in overrated after just putting him on the thing, on the tier list. That'd be really bad. Donald Sutherland didn't make it. We had a little chat on Sunday and he didn't make it, I think. Well, maybe I got that wrong. Clint Eastwood's not on the best actors ever, no. There we go. All right, he's going to go to iconic because I love him in Sin City. He's iconic in Sin City. Right, so guys, that is a tier list. Jake G didn't make it as well. Sorry, he's not good enough. De Niro is the best actor. He's the greatest actor in the world ever. Followed by Daniel Day-Lewis and Isabelle Huppert. And then by Al Pacino, Denzel, Katharine Hepburn, Marlon Brando, and Philip Seymour Hoffman, and Toshiro Mifune, and Jack Nicholson. I think this list is absolutely fantastic. You guys, again, that's for you. Give yourselves one of these. Hit the like button as well, if you haven't yet. But you guys have done an incredible job. And people who've been here since like, I don't know, 7:45 in UK time, so nearly 4 hours, we've put together something quite beautiful here. Quite beautiful. My list would actually have Isabelle Huppert, number 1, but you probably know that because I've said it about 20 times. Nicolas Cage is the wild card. He's the worst. Tom Cruise simply because he's an action man. Yeah. So, before we go, I want to talk about a question that Kerwin came up with, which is, and I want you guys to jump in on this. What do you think of the new Kevin Costner film? I don't know. Is it a film or a TV show, Kerwin? Let me know. If you put it in the comments, Kerwin, let me know if it's a film or a TV show. Kevin Costner is underrated. As a kid, I used to think he was overrated. I used to be really against him and against Bruce Willis and against who else? I'm trying to think of all the people I thought were overrated. But anyway, Kevin Costner, I thought this guy's overrated, useless. Over the years, I've learned to appreciate him, and I've learned to love JFK, obviously. I've not seen Dances with Wolves, but I've heard great things about it. And generally, like, I think he's in Wyatt Earp as well. Is he in Wyatt Earp? Yes, he is. He's in Wyatt Earp. And generally speaking, the guy is, he's a legend. He's still around. He's a legend. And he had this TV show recently, which is a Western. And I saw the trailer for his film that is coming out. If anyone can put the name of the film in the chat, because I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, that's the one. Thank you. That's the one. Spiritual as well. Thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, hit the like button. And yeah, if you want to give me a super sticker or a super chat, please do. That'd be much appreciated. But yeah, so it's going to be a 4-part film. It's called Horizon. And the trailer looks incredible. Incredible. It's probably the best trailer I've seen in maybe 3-4 years. It just looks so epic and real. And I'm sure there is CGI, but it doesn't look like there's any CGI. And it just has that really great 60s, 90s, 2000s kind of feel to it. I'm really looking. It's probably the first trailer I've seen since, like, I don't know, Inception, where I was like, I need to watch this film. It just looks fantastic. Fantastic. So if you guys haven't seen the trailer, get it on. No, I'm not going to put it on because I get copyright strike over here. But I'm probably going to get copyright strike anyway because I've been playing Nicolas Cage all night. But it looks wonderful. It really does. What do I think about the new film of Yorgos Lanthimos and Emma Stone and Jesse Plemons? I'm looking forward to it. It looks like a film that's very similar to his other stuff, like Lobster and also Killing of a Sacred Deer, and his film before Lobster, which I can't remember the name of. So it looks like he's kind of going back to that kind of vibe. Obviously, he shot it around about the same time that he did Poor Things because it's got similar cast members. I'm looking forward to it. I've heard it's good, but it's not great. But I'm looking forward to it. And Furioso, I'll be watching that on Friday. I'll be watching Furioso on Friday. It'll be my first time going to cinema in a few months, I think. Yeah, a few months. And I will probably do a review of that if I can be bothered. Right. So, if you want to know how to put a poll in the live stream, then search up the YouTuber Teched Out because they have a video about it. And did Inception flop at the box office with the audience? I don't know, but I'm assuming not because it made a lot of cash. A lot of cash. Right. Guys. Jay, believe it or not, yes. Big break. Huge break. I'm not giving my money to people who waste money on films. I'm not financing that. Yeah, I've heard it's overrated, but I've also heard it's great. So, guys, you've been incredible. This has been nearly a 4-hour stream, but I knew it was going to be really long because this was, well, it was a lot of people. And if you haven't been here since the beginning, what I said initially was it took me about an hour to put all these thumbnails onto this tier list. So I knew it was going to be a hell of a long one, which is why I started early. So if you've been here since the beginning, big love to you. If you've been here since the beginning, let me know in the comments now and I'll put you on the screen. If you joined halfway through, same love. If you joined at the end, same love. If you gave me a super chat huge love. If you gave me, if you gave other people 5 gifted memberships again, then you're an absolute legend, Vitaphone. And if you became a member today, guys, then you are incredible, just like Kerwin and Vitaphone, my first 2 members ever. You guys, I love you. So yeah, that is it. Please hit the like button. This is pretty awesome. 36 likes, our most likes so far, I believe. But keep hitting the like button if you haven't hit it yet. But that's it, guys. You have been tremendous. Sagnik, thank you so much for being here since the beginning. White Noise, thank you so much. Guys, honestly speaking, this stream isn't anything without you. It's just me talking, which is boring. Look very forward to the Furiosa review. If I don't get savage, that is. Oh my God, Vitaphone, you're too kind. Thank you so much. Bootle Bad Boy, thank you, Bootle Bad Boy. Anyone who's made comments for the first time in the chat, there's been a few of you as well. Thank you so much for doing that. And this is the longest goodbye ever. But you know what? No real goodbye is complete without you know what? You know what? You know what's coming. Oh, wow. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know how I follow that. I can't follow that. Exactly, Vitaphone. That was cinema. It's just incredible. Just imagine being on set that day when they shot that scene. Just imagine the air of excitement in the air when they saw the footage, and they were like, guys, I don't want to say it, but we may have just made cinema history. Just you can't beat me, Anakin. I have the high ground. Stupid film. Absolutely stupid film. Terrible film. Sorry to trash George Lucas's direction skills, but terrible film. Right. That's it. That is it. I'm out. Just remember, guys, you can't beat anyone who has the high ground or the low ground or whatever. Whatever. I hate you. I hate you. Excellent acting. Excellent. Right. I'm done. Guys, you're beautiful. You're wonderful. You're stunning. Everyone who gave super chats, you're also beautiful, wonderful, stunning. And we're going to do this again. Going to probably do a live stream towards the end of the week, maybe Friday. I don't want to have any tier lists. I don't want to be here for 4 hours. So we'll probably just sit down and just talk about films. I don't think we've done that yet. I don't think we've actually got to know each other yet. So let's sit down. Let's ask each other questions, talk about recent films, old films, have a bit of a blast. I might get some of you guys on. Need to learn how to do that still. And anyone who's confident enough can come on and have a chat. And we can just talk film. Why not, eh? That sounds good to me. I'm sure it sounds good to you guys too. So until then, I will say good night and goodbye. Big love. See you soon.